There we go. That's
Indeed.
better. Hello. Happy
Good morning.
Easter.
Happy Easter, everyone.
How you all doing
Pass
out there?
whatever you're into.
Awesome. Welcome to the Jinja Ninja Art stream where we're celebrating respect for Tolkien.
See, I should be saying this, but I don't know how to do that. You're the one. You do that so much better than I do.
It comes from the belly button and up through the esophagus.
That's what I've been doing wrong. I've been going the other way down.
Yeah, I've been doing the way. All of my talking pretty much comes out my anus. Out to be anus.
Oh my goodness.
Easter.
Garbage in, garbage out.
What's up, your Barmy? Kenzo UK. Hey, what's up, Eric O'Sullivan? That's such a nice name. I wonder if the name matches the face. Oh, the Jinja Ninja's here. Hello, the Jinja Ninja.
Hello,
That's such
Jinja
a
Ninja.
cool name. I wish I would have thought of that one.
Oh, wow.
And Simona Cordasco. Buona Pascha. I don't know how to pronounce that. Happy Easter. And then we've also got Mr. Grant Gregory. Where are you, kids?
I like that guy.
Yeah. No. He's dodgy. You can't trust anybody who comes from a country where everything's out to kill you.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Well, I mean, but that's anyone who lives in Chicago.
Yeah. It's like being a Fremen.
Fremen.
Yeah. The loop is wearing a worm.
You're going to find that I'm going to be laughing a lot today because I'm still drunk.
Usul has called a big one.
Yes. Ooh, oh yeah. She said.
Please.
Did she? No, but I'm. What have I got right here? Liz Bonita. This is from. This is Portuguese wine. Look at that nice wine label there. There you go.
I buy my wine with the cutest art. Yeah.
But you're not on the panel. We don't see you. You're more than welcome to hop on if you'd like. I'll put that up here. So how's your Easter fest? What else is going on today?
I'm going to watch movies. I got Jesus Christ Superstar to watch, the 1972 rock opera about the Easter, and then I'm going to watch Monty Python's The Life of Brian.
Ooh.
Easter movies.
What about the one by what's his face? Oh boy. Did Martin Scorsese do one with
the
William
Passion
Dafoe?
of the Christ?
Yeah.
No,
That's unwatchable.
Passion of the Christ is a different one. This one.
This is the Last Temptation of Christ.
Last Temptation.
Yeah, it's unwatchable, really. In my humble opinion.
Funny note about that: when Willem Dafoe was actually up on the cross, and they had to tuck his member behind his leg because he rocks like a 9 to 10 inch steak. So he was they because the loin.
He truly is the Son of God. Behold.
And everyone's like, "Oh God, he's black."
Well, I was going to just say he was. No, I'm not going to say it. We say it in Japanese. Well, we say it in Japanese a lot whenever my friend and I we go around and we get a little liquored up. We say.
You say the word
No, we say Johanshin, America Jin, Kahanshin, and something else. Yeah, upper half is white, lower half. You fill in the rest. South African. Yeah. So, what did you guys do today?
I woke up. Then I went downtown to look for a job. Then I hung out in front of the drugstore. Second day of my summer vacation. I woke up. Then I went downtown. This is an actual Cheech and Chong skit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was the latest video from Dylan Mulvaney.
This is my usual content. Hello. Welcome to Liking Comic Books with Eric and his stuffed animals.
Oh God, I can't watch this. I can't open up Twitter and see people like reposting Lizzo and Jack.
I don't care.
I don't even see it.
I'm G canon, man. I exclude Disney characters. I'm a graceful and gracious G canon follower. I've included episodes 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, and their novelizations, which are more important, in my humble opinion, than those movies. Yeah. And I mean, I've read the novelizations of the sequel trilogy, and it just doesn't fucking help one goddamn bit. I'm sorry. I just swore, and it's a 15:09.
Not bother me whatsoever.
Not even
Okay.
8 minutes in. Great. He's lost all of his monetization.
I meant that.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? So let's celebrate Star Wars. Celebration.
Star Wars.
So Ray's pregnant now.
Star Wars.
Nothing good. Star Wars. Stay.
Oh boy. I love that, man.
Yeah. Shit. But I hold to a higher standard of Star Wars than most people. I'm from a different age, the original age. And,
I don't
That
even
can't
like
be
the
true.
ones
That would make you like born in like, I don't know, the early 70s, maybe before 73, but after 71. Like,
something like that. Yeah, this golden age of Star Wars. I was part of that. So, I mean, I grew up with there was a newspaper strip that had nothing to do with the Marvel comic, and it had nothing to do with any content. It was another parallel universe. So it kind of like prepped your mind for this, like these coexisting
like
parallel
Disney Star
stories.
Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really able to put Disney Star Wars in its own place, just like you have the newspaper continuity. And it's great because the newspaper strips, I got a collection of them, and it's because they were all based on the action figures right before the action figures came out. So that Boba Fett was colored and looked just like the Boba Fett action figure, the original one, and just the Kenner. And had the TIE Bomber for the first time in there because that was being released and shown in Empire Strikes Back in 1980. So it was like, I loved the newspaper strip. Does it matter? No, not one bit. It's just a nice little
50-50 shot. I guess I thought it mattered.
Hey, Thomas. Bro. That's Thomas Gilkey. He's the man.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
So if you were to put glasses on yourself now, you'd look very similar to Gilkey. Oh, no, he's got more facial hair. Never mind.
He's got a nicer smile, trust me.
Who do you look like there? I'm trying to put like.
I don't know.
Oh my God, it's Moby.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, who is this?
Oh my goodness. Close your door and don't get in trouble with mommy. Please.
It's okay. They're in Texas right now.
All right.
Rip it up, Green. House party. Break out the keg. Bring in the. I was gonna say, bring in the hose. Bring in the hose.
Yeah, they went to Texas.
Where the hose? Where the bitches? I got bitches in the living room getting it on.
Yeah.
They ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. What you gonna do? Shit. I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too.
Yeah, man. Children's music has changed over the years. That's for sure.
Jeez, that's how I learned my
Just
ABCs.
How's it going? How's it going, Mr. Grant Gregory?
Good buddy, and yourself?
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, better. I'm better than after reading Zeb Wells' run of Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, you're reading that?
I was reading some of it, and I'm like, and Purchase right. This is just like torture porn.
No, that's enjoyable in comparison. Torture porn.
Yes, I mean, having MJ marry another guy and have kids because Peter couldn't.
That's what they do, Thomas.
Because she's an elf.
And
this isn't just
all over the place. Just everybody's name. Everybody's name.
Wait, Mary Jane is an alpha.
My aunties used to do that to me all the
Mary
time.
Jane's
Brian,
an alpha.
Michael,
Peter's a beta. Alphas don't marry betas. That's how it goes. Mary Jane's the alpha. He's the beta. But you know what she married? She married a Sigma, and that's what's important. Sorry, I've been watching Andrew Tate videos. I don't know what I'm saying.
I was like, does not compute.
It's like that scene in Jane Bot Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't know what the fuck you just said, little kid, but you touched the brother's heart.
Yeah, it's. Oh, hang on. Let me switch lights. This one's glaring.
I love John Romita Jr. art, and so it kind of looks really interesting. I grew up on Romita Jr. and I think it's all about his inker. I know Scott Hahn is inking this, and it looks really digitally.
I love John Romita Jr. He did the art to one of my favorite Spider-Man runs, which had one of the greatest romance arcs between him and Mary Jane, which was Until the Stars Turn Cold.
Yeah. That is a good one. The J. Michael Straczynski stuff. That was amazing stuff. Amazing Spider-Man. Yes. It was amazing.
Yes, that was one of the best Spider-Man and Mary Jane arcs I've ever read.
Yeah.
But after one more day, they said that they wanted to go back to the status quo in the 70s. In the 70s with typical Parker luck and all that, but this is just torture. Everything that they've been doing.
You are supposed to torture your protagonists in order to get tension that propels story and that you want to see get resolved. You want him to win. So we're rooting for Peter and MJ to get out of whatever thing they painted themselves in the corner with.
I'm pretty sure Zeb Wells is setting it up that MJ dies at the end, and also,
I can do this.
What's it? Critical thinking. No, not critical drinker. Critical thinking. What's his name?
Wes.
Yes, Wes.
Yes, my homeboy Wes.
Why do I keep forgetting his name? He said he predicts that it's going to end with Mary Jane dying, and it's going to be like one more day. But I don't think it's going to be like the night when Stacy died. But that would, if this entire torturous storyline ends up being leading up to the death of MJ, it just takes the top spot of the Clone Saga as the worst Spider-Man arc.
Oh wow! Sorry. I go ahead.
Because right now the worst Spider-Man's arc for me are the Clone Saga, One More Day, and Dark Secrets of the Past. And
so you're saying the art style is terrible in that?
Yeah, do you want me to pop that up, Grant?
No, it wasn't the art style. It was the story that was terrible in it. I mean, they in Clone Saga they officially retconned that Peter wasn't the real Peter. He was a clone.
Something like that.
Was he Ben Reilly or was he a different version?
Ben Reilly was the real Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And
because I remember they did Spider Island and all that.
That's the whole thing. That propels that's tension. That propels story. That propels interest. It's always going to be. It's always going to go back to its most basic form. So this comic book storytelling. It's kind of like we have our action figures. We play with them and they mess them up a little bit. But when we're done, we got to return them to the toy box in relatively good shape so someone else can play with it again.
Tell that to the X-Men bullpen.
I think that's a completely interesting parallel because I think X-Men are I have a theory. It could be bunnies. I have a theory that it was probably.
That's so funny. I literally watched that. I watched that episode today.
Yes, that puts me in a good mood when I'm feeling blue.
I love Once More with Feeling.
Every single night, the same arrangement. I go out and fight the fight. Thanks for noticing.
Someone's talking. Say probably the.
Let's see. What is my?
Grant, do you want me to throw this up on the private chat?
Oh no, sorry. I was just saying, like, if you want to say, like, this is what I finally got around to reading the Ninja or Ninja K-Head, depending on where it is. Yeah. This was the artwork that someone got paid to do, and I was just like, if it's an art stream, I just thought it would be good, juxtaposition to look at your stuff and then look at this.
This is Javier Pulido's art. And this stuff looks really like I say it looks digitally.
Oh my god!
Like I don't have anything against digital art because Makini is a huge acolyte of that stuff, and I support him and I love his art and his streams. But I also for me personally, I can just
even with that if you scroll up, it's the same woman in two different panels with different hair color and different face shapes.
It's just so awful. It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. Hang on, let me get.
And it doesn't look like it was drawn on paper. It doesn't look like with the digital art. I feel it has like some kind of. For me, you could just taste it. You can feel it.
There's digital art. This was done in MS Paint.
Mm-hmm.
I actually.
I remember you actually did an entire page because someone challenged you to do it better.
Well, there was a challenge on on Twitter. Somebody said, "Hey, let's try to do this page better." And I just did it I just took like an hour or something like that. And I threw something together. It wasn't anything to brag about, but I was just like, "Oh, let me try it out here." I'd never done anything like that before, so I tried it out.
I mean, this is
where I put that at?
It really sucks because Valiant Comics used to be one of the best. And
Dude,
now,
look at the cover. The cover of this compared to what's inside.
Yeah, the cover looks completely different.
Yeah,
it's like completely two different things. It's a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. Let me get that up there. All right, where did I'm trying to find it because I did like a quick kind of. Oh, let me try to take these couple pages. Oh, I found it. Did I just do one page? And again, it's nothing to go crazy about at all. But I just took one page and I kind of messed around with it. Yeah, this is it. My bad. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to show
it. Tonight?
I don't know. I sent her the link. I was late sending it to her though. But she might be doing something. I'm not sure.
Well, since I know everybody likes doing art, I might as well be doing something. I'm gonna be building this guy.
What's that?
It's Commissar Feridor Lasco.
Kama Sutra?
Yeah.
What was that?
Commissar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did an opening of this guy, and I'm going to be building him tonight.
Oh,
today for the stream.
M. Bison?
Well, no, he's a commissar. This is the standard uniform for the commissars.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I could see it.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, who's this guy? I don't know if I want to let him on. I don't think we can handle this much anger.
What?
What's up, Angry?
Geez. Hey, what's up?
Angry.
What's that all about?
Hey, I got some interesting things to report.
Okay.
So I just got done streaming on Rumble, and I had like 35 people watching me on Rumble.
Whoa!
Did you get the big boost?
Yeah. So some random Rumble guy came into my chat and was like, "Hey, we're featuring you on the gaming category on Rumble," and then he posted all these links, and then he actually left a comment for me to check out later on how to do some better stuff with my channel. And then next thing I know, I have 20 plus people watching me. And then 2 other random gamers came in and they rated my live stream, and they brought their followers as well. So I think you should probably try to dual stream to Rumble there, Jinja.
Yeah,
I know the CEO is going to be dropping bombs today on people there.
Oh, really?
So he's going to be doing. They're going to be doing traveling raids, from people to people. And last time they did that, they were dropping $500 donations on channels. Some of the channels had 3 people watching, and then they had 1,000 people in there.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I need to be doing that.
Yeah. So that's in 3 hours time. So in 3 hours time, do a stream.
The only thing I know about Rumble is that Sneeko is there, and that's when he had he still has when the beef of was with
beef?
More critical.
What is beef? Beef is when you need 2 cats to fall asleep. Beef is when your moms ain't seen her in the streets. Beef is when I see you, guaranteed to be in ICU. One more time.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's Mr. Rogers. Yeah, I remember that album. Yeah.
Where did you find this out, Mr. Gregory?
Sorry, bud.
Where did you find out about the what they're doing today, the campaign that they're doing today?
Oh, it's all over Twitter. If you follow the CEO on that, yeah.
Twitter's a
they at Rumble Video they officially announced what they're doing, and it happened to Jacob from Society Reviews, I do a stream with him quite regularly, and yeah, he got a $500 donation from the CEO.
Oh, wow.
They're looking for channels who are doing things that aren't politically based. They want to build a Rumble as a genuine alternative.
Yeah.
Nice.
All you need is 5 subs to be able to do a live stream and be monetized.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
if this was on Rumble right now, someone could put a $1 tip in for Jinja, or put in a tip and then click the button down the bottom to be a $5 a month as a member.
Yeah, that's what. Well, somebody just gave me like $1 tip, I think. So, yeah, that was kind of random.
So how do you do the dual? Like, how do you?
Just
Do you need to use
So-
like OBS? I use OBS, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's literally in StreamYards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can literally just add another destination.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little finicky though, but yeah.
Yeah, you gotta set up the stream on Rumble before you go on this one.
Right.
Because the stream key changes each time.
Yeah. So I tried to input the key into StreamYard, but there's no Rumble option. You have to
You have to go to RMTP server. That's the other option down the bottom.
Oh, I did not know that. That's why, because I was trying to do that the first time with StreamYard and I couldn't get it to work. So now I know, and no one's have to battle.
Who's the CEO again?
I'll find. I can't remember.
Is it Chris Paslovsky, or is that his name?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And just if you go to just at Rumble Video, it'll be on their page.
Oh, cool. All right, I'll do that next week. Then I'll start doing that next time. It's a definite. So yeah, great job, Angry. That's awesome to hear, man.
Wicked Pesa.
Congrats on the 100 subs as well.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Pretty soon you're going to be too big to be coming on this channel. You're just
oh my goodness.
You're just like, nah, I can't deal with this guy anymore.
I won't bail on you like Grant over here.
Oh, shots are fired.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's not supposed to mean anything.
That's how it is.
Yeah, better watch out. He can reach through. No, I don't know what he could do, but it will. He could probably do something though.
That was a racialism.
So we talked about Star Wars yet?
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Oh yeah.
If they should Bar Wars stay. I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
I'm watching like an 8-hour long. I'm in the middle of an 8-hour Revan cutscene thing from like Knights of the Old Republic or something. Like, you know, a 20-year-old video game. I'm watching cutscenes from a 20-year-old video game because it's more entertaining. It's so Star Warsy. It's so familiar. There's actual war. There's slavery.
You said Revan, and I instantly went, Reva's not a part of that.
No,
I went Reva to the
Reva.
Oh.
Hey, I mean, I've already memory hold that shit. I mean, geez, there was like 8 minutes of. I watched 8 minutes of Kenobi. That was it.
Her lightsaber didn't even reach the crowdfunding number.
Well, that's because of all of the racists and bigots out there in the fandom. All right, and that's proof.
I'm going to be honest. I watched the trailer, and I don't know why I did. I watched the trailer for the Ahsoka one, right?
Good.
And I was like, I so would love to be excited about this. I would, because I love lightsabers. I love the sound of, but it was just like female boss, female this, female that. And it's just like, okay, no, I don't need it. It's all just, it's going to be.
They're doing the same thing. That's why it's going to be called the Mandalorian soon.
It's like, I know what you guys are doing. I'm not going to support that. Sorry. So until they take Disney off of it, I'm just because of Gina Carano. I support Gina Carano, and I will never give that the time of day. That's just how I am. Until Disney gets their hands off of it, then I'm just done. But it was just like I wanted to there was a part of me that's like, oh, I really want to get excited about this. I really want to get excited about this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's frustrating because it looked like they put a lot of money into it. More so than they did with the Mandalorian or the Mandalorian or what, I don't know.
Mandalorian. I think they should have ended the Mandalorian in season 2. But even if they did, they didn't. I don't think they should have brought Grogu in it. Have him be in Mandalore. Have him be in Mandalorian. Bring it. Have him be a Mandalore and bring it back to the Mandalorians.
Bring it back. Would you like me to share this there, Sully?
Well, it's just I was talking about if you'd like, please. Yeah, it's sure. I got this from StarWarsNewsNet.com, and this is outdated terminology. Raise your hand if you know what G canon is. It was an old style classification of Star Wars fans that we don't like. We just don't accept the EU. The expanded universe was a wonderfully developed, tight ship for a long time. Lucas Story Group was amazing at their jobs from about 1991 until about 2011 or so. They had like a really tight continuity, and they cared a lot about the interconnectivity of those books. It was a publishing initiative. It was a gimmick to get you to buy stories and novels that, like, Star Trek didn't do this over in pocketbooks. I mean, unless it was a character arc, but everything in the Star Wars books had to interrelate and create a new, this new future, this post Jedi, Return of the Jedi future. They did a really good job at that. And, but as a G canon fan, I don't accept, that really. I accept the movies, the novelizations of the movies, and also something such as the holiday special, because that is Lucas approved, and it had the first appearance of Boba Fett in the animated sequence. That's a bit more plausible than like anything like television related. Now you look, there's a T canon. That means there's like television stuff that would have been like, well, seriously, the holiday special was TV, but that was completely Lucas. But so was the Ewok stuff too. So
there is a slight mistake with this where it says secondary. That's supposed to be unique. Instead of second, so it's supposed to be unique. So when you rearrange all the letters of it, it says G cunt.
I knew you were going with that. Or maybe you should add an extra category, and then you could have the plural at the end. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's just crude.
But this was like something we had going on before the internet. This was strictly like this mattered in the 20th century, and there was Star Wars fans and the shepherding of our things before the EU started in the early 90s between Lucas Books and Dark Horse Comics. And
well, where do the audio plays come into it?
The audio plays matter. And because like the Return of the Jedi, they have that really wonderful scene with Luke assembling his lightsaber in Ben's hut. That's part of it.
I downloaded the wrong version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was horrifying.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was no lightsaber, but there was a moon.
But the Marvel comics, which were great. I mean, I love those Marvel comics. But that's its own kind of parallel universe. It doesn't matter to the EU anyway, because that was pre-EU, because that stopped in 1990 when the license went over from Marvel to Dark Horse. And and here's an interesting thing too: there was no Marvel comic book adaptation for Rise of Skywalker. We got,
yeah, I remember talking about that.
Yeah, that's just wow. Because there were so many rewrites and...
Well, no, there was. It's called toilet paper.
Look, it's red and black. Oh no, call the doctor.
They didn't even have a plan for it for the sequel trilogy.
Han called this back in Empire. I am not going to discuss this as a committee. I am not a committee. I love that line.
That's not how the Force works.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Check the negative power couplings. I love 3PO just looks like I just said that.
Look, it was the what was it? The power converter. I don't know what she said. I try to wipe my memory of all that stuff. I love.
I bypassed the compressor.
I'll bypass the compressor, whatever that means. That's just gibber jabbers. No, I love the Timothy Zahn, right? He did the
Heir to the Empire books. That first trilogy. It was Dark Empire that came out on Dark Horse Comics, and then there was Timothy Zahn's trilogy, and that was the 1-2 punch of the new of the EU. That started the whole thing, man. Because remember, like Marvel comics don't matter. And there was a newspaper strip too. I got a wonderful collection of those. I remember the newspaper strip growing up. It was a really fun. These were really fun Star Wars stories, and some of them had crossover with those old Han Solo books too, like Han Solo at Star's End, and the droid Bollocks. You know, which is a joke in itself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean that's its own like thing, you know, and. I don't know, this new stuff, I'm just not buying it. I'm not biting.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's just no. Sorry, guys.
Thank you for putting that up. Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy brought up the fact that they're making a new Ray movie, and I just rolled my eyes.
This is how Ray becomes a mother to the new one only person for the Force. But unfortunately, they couldn't find someone who was as good as Ray was. So in the movie, she essentially just goes and fucks herself.
So yeah, the entire thing is like she's
gonna have a Force baby. You watch. That's what they were trying to plan, and it was going to be that this was the actual proper one to bring balance.
This was the heir. Yeah, this is the chosen.
This is the chosen.
This was the actual chosen one. All the other ones were the unchosen ones. Yeah. They were just all men with their wicked lightsabers, evil penises of death.
Oh God! Where'd it go?
We had a oopsie.
Who did what to whom?
Yeah, I mean. It's okay if you guys are out there. If you're excited about that, more props to you. But I just look at it and I go, nope, this is not for me.
Life would be easier if we could genuinely get excited for this.
Oh, dude! If I was, I really like. But there was a part of me that was excited. I'm like, the sound of the Star Wars, like some of the sound of the lightsaber, some of the visuals in there. It's like. Whenever he's using the Force like this, even though it's like a ripoff of a New Hope of the original Star Wars movie where he's going through the corridor and he's Force choking those guys, basically, like it's like, oh wow, that like just that shot. The guy looks cool. Like he looks legitimately like really badass. Like he could be a really badass Sith,
And also they showed like with the Ahsoka series they actually tease what's his name?
Thrawn,
yes.
Yeah. Which was great in the book.
That's Grand Admiral Prawn. That's not
Thrawn,
really
yeah.
Thrawn or Ron.
Or LeBron.
Or LeBron. That's Grand Admiral LeBron. Yeah, that would have been a great crossover.
That makes sense, calling him Lethron. I think that works. He thinks he's the greatest in the world, but he's terrible. The only reason why he's in the conversation is because the guy that was way better than him died. Lethron.
I overall liked Rebels a lot. I liked it because it was very Easter eggy. Because I grew up steeped in all of the
it brought in the veil and all that, the war between worlds and shit. I hate that concept. It doesn't work with Star Wars.
That's a new element. But what I did, but I liked the whole the Ralph McQuarrie prototype drawings that were like the linchpin of the visual design of the show.
Yeah, okay.
That was really fun.
That's fine. That's like saying I don't like aliens, but I love Geiger's work. And his design. So
an orange lightsaber. You can have an orange lightsaber now. You can have any color lightsaber you want.
I want a black one.
There's only one of those. So you're gonna have to fight her for it.
I'll have the white one then.
Yeah, well, then you're going to have to bleed out the Sith bloodshine imitation crystal, and you're going to have to meditate the hate out of it, and then it becomes white with its new purity. I just used an
Instagram filter on it. It's all good.
That's wow. Why didn't I think of that? Damn it! That's why you're the brains.
He's pinky. He's inky and the brains. One
is a genius, the other's insane.
I don't know all the lyrics, but you know, you do.
I kind of. You
See,
can have a rainbow one.
The problem with Pinky and the Brain is they always started with the town that they're in. If they just went on that, you know what we're going to do today? We're going to take over the world. Don't say today, you know, Los Angeles, tomorrow the world. Just go straight for the world because you always get stopped in the small town. That was the problem. And also they were mice. Yeah.
I could look past that.
There was that theory that it was actually a kid with Down syndrome's dream about his two pet mice. Because one of the creators has a kid, his son has two mice, and he called them after they started working on the series, and it's just like, oh, that would be a really dark ending to a series.
Yeah,
not a terrible one. I mean,
an artistic one. Yeah. Oh.
I thought Alf ended great till they did that stupid movie years later.
Yeah, that one.
What movie?
I didn't mind it. Then again, I was a kid.
The TV series Alf. He's ready to go home. He's ready to leave the planet.
Yeah.
He's picked up and tortured by the CIA.
That's a good way to.
But then they did a movie, and they changed it all because people were like horrified.
Oh wow! Did you saw the UFC there, Mr. Grant Gregory?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I just watched a clip somebody put up of it. That's insane. They definitely have to have that trilogy. Sorry.
No, it's done. They're not fighting again.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No. It's done.
Oh.
Well, this will be the fourth time that they've already fought 4 times.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, that's one way to end it. Sorry, just random
fighting.
UFC. It was
Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya.
There we go.
Oh.
I quite like Adesanya's fighting style a lot, but he got clipped here. Yeah. All right, sorry about that. That's just a little bit of sports things. The only sports I watch right now are UFC and darts.
And robot fighting.
I'm watching NBA because my Golden State Warriors are in the playoffs right now. They're going up against
the Warriors. Sorry, go ahead.
Right now they're going up against my brother's Sacramento Kings.
I didn't even. Go ahead.
He always says how he always said he never knew that I was a Warriors fan, and he always said I was like a fan, like I was someone who jumped on the bandwagon when the Warriors started winning, but I was a Warriors fan since middle school, and I'm like, what? How is that different from you when we lived in Sacramento? You started cheering for the Kings when they were in the playoffs. He's like, that's different because I was a kid.
Yeah,
I call bullshit.
Well, I didn't know they were back in the. I didn't even know like basketball was going on right now.
Shenanigans! Everyone, get your brooms.
All right, here we go.
Well,
okay,
I'm not gonna stick around actually because I start school tomorrow. So otherwise,
you're talking too much, anyways. Get off of here, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Stop otherwise,
talking. I'd be trying to catch some 500.
Get on the mic. Get on the mic.
5
Mike.
Benjamins.
Right. So you're. Yeah,
that's like morning time for us, by the way. The 8 to 9. I looked on Twitter. It's 8 to 9 Eastern, so it's gonna be like morning time. 10 o'clock for us here. Yeah,
when is this?
Today, like this coming day, like Monday for us.
Oh, they're gonna do the whole Rumble thing.
Yeah, Monday at 10 a.m. Japan time is when they'll start doing that like walk around live stream thing.
All right, I'll do that tomorrow morning then. I'll hop on and I'll work on some more Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you should,
Get to
dude.
that. Okay, I'll do that. Hey, what's up there, Slasher? Who's Slasher? I don't think I've ever seen you here before, Slasher.
How you doing? Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Yeah, I don't recognize. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Angry. Anything you want to plug before you go? You want to pimp there?
Yeah, just now I'm starting school this week, so like I'm not streaming every single day like I was. So I'll be back to streaming on the weekends. But you might see me do like my Sonic and Chill stream, which is just like playing a game and like no voice and just listening to the music and gameplay. So I'll be doing that if you want to chat with me. But appreciate everybody that helped me get to 100 subs. It's been a blast.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Onward and upward, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh,
Make
let
sure
me put your do you want to put your thing in the chat there? Your link?
Oh yeah, hold on. I don't have the YouTube chat open. Hold on a second.
Oh, just put it in the private chat. Just put it in the private chat. I'll throw it out there for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't expect to like overshoot 100 like that. That was kind of funny because I just wanted to get to 100, just have an excuse to play this game that I played, and the next thing I know, I had like 120. So I really do appreciate it, and all you guys on here. I don't know about Mr. Grant because I don't talk to him that often. He's a little shady fellow. But yeah, Eric and Bandito and James, appreciate you guys letting me hang out with you guys and talk to you guys and try to get you guys.
This might be the last time that we see you. You know,
no more bounce checks, and we'll keep showing up.
No, I hope to see you guys get like your 1,000 subs. That'd be pretty sweet. It'd be awesome.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Keep grinding. It's just make shorts and pimp your station. Dude, it's like AI farming a game. Seriously, I mean, I noticed that I'm starting to get more view hours too. I'm retaining an audience for my comic book stuff, but I'm really pimping the shit out of my cooking videos, and that drives my subs. Seriously, I just broke 800, and I was at 500 a couple of months ago when I started specifically using shorts to be like subscribe today.
Oh
so, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, man. Eric, I took your tip on that with the shorts, and so I've been trying to like prep a bunch of them and then slowly release them like not every day but once a week. So yeah, I appreciate you letting me know about that because that is pretty helpful.
It's cool. Yeah, I mean, I hope it works. It's gonna work. Just keep grinding. That's it.
Yes. But yeah, thank you everybody. I'll catch you guys another time.
All right, sweet man. Happy Easter, bud.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Put on the foil every game, coach.
Take it easy, bud.
See ya.
Johnny. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start this up. There we go.
Yeah, here we go.
All
What's
right.
our subject today?
Today,
I am Ninja live stream of art.
Continuing the Lord of the Rings Respect for Tolkien series. And with April 13th, with the whole Return of the King re-release extended version in theaters, we are having another Trend Hour campaign. So this will be picture number 5, I believe, of the 2 towers that I've done so far. Today, I will be doing the Oliphant scene. Oliphant. I'm going to draw me a big Oliphant.
The big elephant that's studded with like all the chains and armor, and that Legolas jumps up on.
Yeah,
that was a good
but
scene.
but not that scene, because that one's in Return of the King. This is one where they see him in the forest with the with oh my gosh, I'm gonna get all my names
and
from
the Rangers.
From the guys from Gundor. Yeah, the Rangers from Gundor. What is it the same in the book though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my research.
It does happen.
It happens. Yeah, I remember it happening in the book.
A guy does die in front of Sam.
Yeah,
and he wonders if he really did hate the Gondorians.
Yeah.
Or if he was only doing what he was told.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I remember reading that in the book now. I do remember that part.
Why he was far from home and away from his family.
I haven't read the 2 Towers for a long time. It's been way too long. Yeah.
I saw a tweet by Jay the Deep Minded. She has an entire painting section where she has for Warhammer miniatures for her guests. And I'm like, oh, I want to be there. But I can't paint, so I'll just build models.
Hey, man, you could try painting.
Yeah.
Get better at it. Like, you say you can't do it, but of course you can't do it because you haven't tried yet. And then you get more experience. You get level up, buddy.
Level up.
Level up, man.
You know,
Watch
watching Bob Ross.
Talking around here.
Just like then you make a happy little tree.
Do you know what I did the other day?
Made a happy little tree.
Okay. I went onto Twitch and I was a student, an art student. I was the learner. I was not the teacher. I was the learner, and it felt really cool. And the girl that was teaching it, young lady, 23 years old, she was really excellent at her teaching methods. Oh my God, that's kind of what I need to do right now. Not the coffee, but the other thing that sounds like that. She was very, like, her terminology was spot on. And anybody who asked her a question in the chat, she was immediately able to, like, she wasn't faking it at all. She was able to immediately respond to it with a very logical and a very easy way, like easy to understand response. And I was like, I'm going to listen to this and I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to learn. And I learned so much. I felt like I learned so much during that 2-hour stream, more so than I did whenever I was studying for in college. I felt like I've learned so much here. And it just goes to show you do there, sit down and take a little bit of, do a little bit of studying and you could apply that to yourself, bud. Yeah. Do you know what I found on the floor the other day? And this is really weird.
Pizza?
Random. I don't know. No, this.
42. It's the answer to everything.
Circle, and I'm not kidding. This is like something for my doctor, the clinic that I go to for my, I had to go to this clinic for some rehabilitation for my leg. And I don't know why, but I had the number 42 circled around it. And it just like ended up on the floor the other day. It's the number. Oh, speaking of...
Don't panic.
Yeah, exactly. I was on... Oh my
you were
gosh.
You were on a big old stream the other day.
Yeah. That was
you need to catch up on it. Roman
Romans. That was a really cool stream, and I think I did the best I could do on there with the minimum amount of knowledge that I had. But I think I was able to bring some artist perspective to it, and it was quite nice. Had a great time. But it was funny. Like, I wasn't planning on. I thought that I was going to be presenting 3 comic books, so I was going to kind of go for a chronological order, reverse chronological order of books that kind of inspired me. But there ended up 2 of them that I wanted to talk about, like 2 other guys on the stream wanted to talk about those as well. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. Ended up talking about. Which one was that? I ended up talking about Batman Year One. Because it was the first comic book that I bought when I got back into comics again. It's the first one. And I was like, I love this. Like, this for me is like the holy grail of, like, whenever I was doing my comic, I was looking at that one all the time. Loved it. Yeah. Can't get enough of it. But then I also wanted to talk about Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah.
But that's one of the other guys brought that one up. And then the other one I was going to talk about was the first comic book I ever bought, which was Oriental Heroes. And no, it's not problematic because the guy from Taiwan wrote it. Just beautiful illustrations and everything. So, but no, I had a really good time on there. Like, really, really great time. But yeah, it would be nice to have you on there as well, Sully. You've got the
one of these days.
Yeah.
I get odd hours, so it's hard for me to make streams.
One of the dogs is rubbing a stink all over my bed right now.
Oh, really? You could join him.
Yeah, you could. You could roll a piece of newspaper and boop his nose the hard way.
What's up?
Mr. Grant Gregory had to give us an Irish goodbye.
Oh no, he's going to come back. You can check out the private chat. Maybe he'll be back. We'll see.
He's got some something to do. Something.
Did you hear that? I don't know if anybody in the chat heard of this, but I know that Bruce Lombardo and Mackie stream will probably bring this up. They are taking out the the term of half race, of half species out of Dungeons and Dragons.
Good,
because they say it's
bigots.
Fucking racist, dude, man. Like, when are people going to realize?
Just stop buying it and just like stop giving it attention. I mean,
stop paying with your wallet and let it burn.
It's just that it's
burn,
just
baby,
that
burn.
How that sounds even more bigoted than what they're doing. I mean, a guy, let's see, it was at Active Games. This guy wrote like this person who works at a video game company, and he has like more political takes on his Twitter page than him promoting the products of their games.
Right.
And he was talking about the trailer for the 10th edition of Warhammer. And that trailer is god tier. It had Rabute Gilliman. It showed Space Marines fighting Tyranids, and the guy who was doing it said it was racist, and he was like, he says it just reminds him of Nazis killing Jewish people indiscriminately. And I'm like, white men in power armor shooting aliens, and I'm like, he says it's similar to to Nazis hunting down and killing Jewish people. I'm like, what type of mental gymnastics do you have to do to flip flop everything that you just saw?
Oh, thank you, Eric. Sorry.
Between Space Marines and shooting up a Tyranids that want to consume and destroy the entire galaxy.
Well, they're trying to frame a context, and it's just an old trick. You just got to know how to diffuse that, rationally before, because it's about framing you as being ignorant or compliant with a pre-existing bigotry, and it's confusing, the arguers for the argument. Even if you were in a collegiate team debate, sometime in the debate and some rules, you have to adopt the opposite viewpoint for about 5, for a little spell. It's like a
right,
and you got to be able to argue the points. You're not arguing the points; you're arguing the arguers. So it's because I am making a claim that this is inherently racist, and you need evidence to support any claim. But it's not crafted to support evidence. It's meant to make you on the defensive. Now it becomes a matter of you defending your biases and inherent bigotry before you approach the subject matter. And it's purposefully, it's meant to destabilize the conversation. All you have to do is like, I don't agree to that.
Yeah.
I don't accept that, and I'm not buying that. What do you have a point? Do you have any evidence to support that this is, but look at it. Yeah, I don't see what you see. I don't hold your beliefs. I can respect your beliefs, but I mean, you obviously don't respect mine. How am I supposed to try to agree with you when you're being so disagreeable? It's a tactic, and just don't accept it.
Yeah,
it's easy.
I do not accept your terms.
I don't accept the Disney canon either.
No, at all.
Just don't look. Just don't look. Paul Anka and Lisa Simpson's guarantee. Ay. Space Marines are too masculine. Jans Pater says this. Hi, how's it going? Is it Jens or is it Jans? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, the Space Marines are supposed to be like everything everything that humanity stands for. They were created, but they were created by the emperor of mankind to be not only be his warriors, but his diplomats and his negotiators.
Yeah, it sounds like Dune. It sounds like the Fate of Keen. Like, I remember the second book. What's more ridiculous than a death trooper becoming a priest? That's a great line. There's some great shit. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Speaking of Dune.
Yes.
You saw that they wrapped up filming for Dune, the second one?
Really?
I'm looking forward to That's my birthday present. If they keep to their release date.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that, man.
I would love to see both of them in IMAX because I missed the IMAX showing of Dune. I chose to watch it at home, and I'm like, holy shit, this would have been a loud experience.
Oh, dude, and IMAX was insane. It was insane.
I would want to see. I would at least want to see it in theaters, but none of my relatives want to go see it. My sister thought it was. My sister and my brother-in-law thought it was boring, and my other sister lives in a lot of my other sister lives in Sacramento, and
Kings fans, they just don't get along with GS fans.
I know, man.
Actually, one of them's a Lakers fan.
All right, here we go.
What you doing?
Book. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I always like to, and I should have this already set. I just got here late today, so I couldn't get everything done.
Yeah.
But I like to go back into the book before I look at anything. I like to go back into the book and find the section where it talks about the Mumakil. Is that how you pronounce it?
I have no idea.
The Oliphants. So Mumakil, known in Westron as Oliphants, were large creatures resembling elephants, often used in battle by the Haradrim. Oliphant was the name given to them by hobbits. So, let's see. I want to see the. I just want to see that section. Okay, here we go. Is it here? No. Samwise poem. Okay, let's read through this. Oliphant is also the title of a short comic poem about the beast quoted by the hobbit Samwise Gamgee, based on traditional bestiary lore. Oliphant, gray as a mouse, big as a house, nose like a snake. I make the earth shake as I tramp through the grass. Trees crack as I pass with horns in my mouth. I walk in the south, flapping big ears beyond count of years. I stump round and round, never lie on the ground. Not even to die, Oliphant am I, biggest of all, huge, old, and tall. If ever you met me, you wouldn't forget me. If you never do, you won't think I'm true. But old Oliphant am I, and I never lie. There we go. That was cute. Yeah, but I can't find this section in the book. I need to look for it just a little bit more. I really want to find it. If anybody out there has a link to it or anything, let me know. And then, okay, here we go. Oh, here, no, chapter 4 summary. I found it. The $2, book 4, chapter 4. But this is a summary of it. Darn it. Oh, well. Homer Duva. Okay. Pierce the Oliphant. The characters took some over. Well, darn it. I should have had this done beforehand. I apologize.
I tell that to Pika all the time. Every episode. It's like, you know what? You got to be clear in your show notes. I'm the bloody talent. I rely upon you to give me direction to execute the show. Bloody hell. Fussy sometimes.
I don't want cliff notes. I want the actual thing. Darn it.
Bollocks.
Yeah, my friends from the UK visited, so now my
you've been infected with this.
Yes, the Queen's English vernacular has come back.
Right, mate.
Right, mate.
Well,
yep.
we got.
I think I have it. There we go.
What's Kenzo? What does Kenzo think about that?
Oh, my probably he thinks that it's Watch It Dune. He probably thinks it's spot on. It's perfect.
It's the little known 7th book that Frank Herbert was working on in the Dune series. is we left on such an open note that like there was no closure to anything. So he started writing "What You Doing," and it's going to be a bit more hopeful, pep in the step, maybe a musical number.
There we go.
Moadib, wonderful he, God of Emperor. Golden path, do that, little is he.
He rides a big fat worm. And all of no, I can't. All the what are the back the oh geez,
and all Harkonnens will burn.
And I was gonna say all the horses, yeah.
There we go. And it fit the rhyme
I was gonna
scheme,
say
too.
all of them would squirm, but burn is good too. Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna go with. I know that they fought. You know what? I'm just gonna get. This is what I'm gonna do. Oh boy, all of it, Lord of the Ring, and then it's like illustrations. See what other people have done. I try not to copy any of that. As well. Okay, that looks cool. Ooh, that looks like Van Gogh did it. Look at that.
Ooh, really?
That's weird looking. Yeah.
I don't see it.
All right, cool. Oh no, I haven't put it up. No, I'm just doing this on my own over here. Yeah, okay. I have an image in my head of what I want it to look like, so I'll just do that. I'm actually going to look at what's his face. Who was the king or the guy who tried to invade Europe? What was his name?
Hannibal.
Hannibal. Thank you.
Hannibal.
Elephant. Yeah. Because he did it in the Alps, right?
Yeah. He tracks across the Alps and elephants.
All right. So I'm going to. Ooh, that's such cool illustrations. All right. So I'm going to look at this for inspiration because I don't think I've ever drawn an elephant like this before. So hey, but I've got an image in my head of what I want it to look like. So that's that. Oh, that's really cool looking. All right. Ooh, that's cool too. All right. So here we go. Hey, Eric, what's been going on in your life? Sully?
Me? Nothing much. Work, and content creation. And that's about it. Nothing too remarkable. It's Easter Sunday. My parents took the day off, so I'm just going to hang at home and eventually make an Easter supper. I'm going to make big homemade Big Macs. Call them the Big O. Yeah.
Nice.
And watch some movies. I got Jesus Christ Superstar and Monty Python's The Life of Brian. Some real Easter movies, to celebrate Easter. So watching people get crucified. That's all it's all about,
Do you remember how when NBC used to play the? Does anybody remember when NBC used to play the Ten Commandments every Easter Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched it every time, without
But now that we know that that's been harmful and it's it's marginalizing people just by its existence. And that we need to be able to repent our evil ways. We need a remake of the Ten Commandments, especially with an authentic,
a modern
audience is involved.
Yeah, with a modern take. Just leave it as it is.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Need some diversity. Remember, there was a Jesus Christ Superstar a couple of years ago with John Legend, right? That was on NBC.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either.
If you don't know Jesus Christ Superstar, it's a 1972 rock and roll opera, rock and roll musical, and it's really interesting because it might be a trap, set by far writers. Because it shows diversity and representation in 1972. Come on, we know that didn't exist until 2015. All right, and that's where we have to fix the past. So it's really hard to accept that this was actually from 1972. We think that they filmed this on old stuff to make it look that old, and it's some kind of alt-right plant to make you think that there was any kind of diversity in the 20th century. I mean, you got to be some kind of Yahtzee bigot to accept that for real. Thank you very much. Tip your bartenders, yeah. It's actually, and I'm an ordained minister. I've been an ordained minister for 25 years. I've officiated 4 weddings, a couple of infant naming ceremonies for people like me that ditched the religion of their upbringing, but are still a spiritual person. And so it's a very kind of holy day for people today. I mean, it's not just Easter. We're also in the middle of Ramadan. We're doing Passover. There's Passover going on. And there's a Hindu feast today. Today is Ugadi, the Hindu celebration of the birth of Brahma. And also, and in Buddhism, today is Buddha Jayant, which means it's celebrating the Buddha's birthday. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, and and in Celtic cultures too. In a couple of weeks, on May 1st, it's going to be Beltane. The Mother Goddess has awakened. It's springtime. It's time to start planting. And the Celts had 2 seasons basically, Belcha and Samhain. Halloweeny, and in a way, it's just gotten into too many arguments with too many Irish about. I'm like, you know what? I don't. I know what I know. So, but yeah, so it's a really holy time of year for people, for many people of many faiths. So,
yeah, I had no idea that there was so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Exactly. It's springtime, midsummer, the Wicker Man. It's a good time to watch. I should watch Wicker Man tonight.
There we go.
I've
never seen that.
Please. Oh, fucking A, dude. Go straight to the 72.
Which one? The Christopher Lee or the Nicholas Cage?
Lord Summerhill. Christopher Lee in worsted wool, a herringbone design. This is fucking
I'm
great.
gonna check that out
Because because Wicker Man is the policeman from the mainland, and he's like a very metropolitan policeman too, and he goes to Summerisle, and Summerisle's populated. They have their own beliefs that are more in touch with the ancient Celtic, ancient Britain ways, pre-Roman stuff. So fertility goddesses, so they're teaching children. He's appalled. He visits a classroom. He's conducting an investigation about a missing girl. So of course he goes to the classroom, and he's like, "You're teaching children about this level of kind of adult things. May Christ, judge you." And he's like, "We don't believe that here. We respect, the fecundity of womankind and of the land." And it all leads up to the end, man. And it really does.
Sounds like today's school systems.
But it kind of there's a weird kind of not a balance, but an imbalance. I'll get to where today, where we have all this, you're grooming children, you're exposing children to all this, unnecessary sexuality and identity imagery stuff. But the thing about Wicker Man, they were doing the same thing, but their intention was procreative. And it was, not just about the harvest, where the economy of Summerisle comes from was their harvest, but about womankind and about generating the next generation, about babies and about sexuality. But today, it's the opposite. There's nothing to do with procreation. It's all about identity and hedonism. In a way, But yeah, check out if you can. I don't know. I'm changing gears. I'm watching Wicker Man today, and I'm gonna watch the other 2 movies too. But yeah, I'm definitely watching Wicker Man. Good idea. Thank you for reminding me. Christopher Lee is wonderful.
I don't think I did anything. I think you just pretty much took that on your own.
Might have.
You got there. Hey, what's up there, Valkyrie?
Hello.
Oh, Valkyrie.
Hello. Is that Witcher Fox?
It is. Valkyrie
Hello.
Witcher.
Yeah. Witcher Fox. Why aren't you here? Why aren't you here with us?
Well, she wrote in. I'll put in the private chat.
Stuff to do is stuff to do.
Yeah, we miss you too.
Yeah, it's a shame. next time. I could get started a little bit earlier with these streams, but you know, it is what it is. All good. All right, I'm gonna get to work here.
Yep, you're an hour and 10 minutes in. It's about that time. It's time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. Marky Mark, and I'm here to move you.
That one's pretty cool.
Feel the vibration.
Feel the vibration. Come on. Feel it.
Yo, it's about that time to bring forth the rhythm and the rhyme.
So right here, I'm trying to come up with a little bit of a what should we call it? A layout composition. What's up, Mackie?
What's up?
How you doing?
Oh, here he comes.
What's going on?
Good morning. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Have you heard? He has risen. You're up. You sound like you just rolled the crypt door open, like, oh, the light. Oh, me.
Yeah, the light. It's too much. It's too much. It's like, how's it going, guys? How's your series so far?
We're doing good.
7 a.m.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. It's almost 7 over here.
6 till. 6 till the top of the hour.
Yeah, I'm working on my commissar right here.
Nice.
Yeah, Bruce and Bart. I hope it. I got some really nice models that I want to show off. Like right here, Catachan Jungle Fighter. This right here, I messed up really bad with this guy. I could only salvage like the flamethrower and the head. The rest was new, and the arm over here. The rest was new. I completely messed it up. Because this one has to be.
I like Legos. You can always go backwards and fix it. I had a big Lego phase.
Yeah, this one has to be my favorite. Cool little orc Gluda.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I heard something.
Wait, hold on.
Was that your phone there?
It was my orcs. Okay. It was my orcs.
Are your orcs screaming in fear and agony?
No, they say that's their war cry. They go, "Wah!" And that's basically how they go.
How much y'all want to bet that's Jinja, that's Bandito's alarm clock?
Nah, it's actually my notification sound. Oh,
okay.
I wanted to. I actually got some really good comics. Some really good comics this week. Some really cool trade paperbacks.
Oh wow! Okay, there we go.
What did you get?
First one. Oh crap! Let me turn off the light. It's sun's up already. So, Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Ooh! Oh my goodness!
By Cullen Bunn and Freddie Williams II. And this is really good. It has Rita actually uses her powers to go to a world where there's no Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And when she does go, it turns out that she goes into a universe. It goes into Godzilla's universe. So she teams up with the Zelanians from Godzilla versus Monster Zero, and the Power Rangers end up fighting Godzilla, and at one point they end up teaming up with Godzilla. And okay, this is the other one. David Walker and Tim Seeley's Tarzan on the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's a cool crossover.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and this one, it actually has where it it actually has from Escape from Planet of the Apes. It's an alternate reality from if instead of Milo, Cornelius, and Zira, if they crash landed in 1970s America, they ended up crashing in 1908. They ended up crashing in 1908 Africa, and they ended up finding Tarzan, and they adopt him. So it is a very cool crossover. It brings in like alternate realities, talking of peace and slavery. And they even bring up another like every Planet of the Apes movie, including another Edgar Rice Burroughs novel, Journey to the Center of the Earth. And it is very cool, very cool, has very good art. Very good art. The story's great.
Mm-hmm.
The story.
I recently read the book Planet of the Apes for the first time. It's really good. It was written by a French guy.
So check these two comic books out if you want to. If you don't want to buy them in trade paperback, there's always that you could always get them online on digital download.
Yep.
Sorry, just trying to figure
this out here. 1963 book called Le Planète des Singes. It's the Planet of the Apes, and it was adapted 5 years later into the first movie we all know, the Charlton Heston movie. Mm-hmm. But it's I mean, it's really interesting. It's really good because its protagonist isn't American. He's French. So it's got a different hero flavor to it. And it's not as combative with Taylor, and his name's
in
Ulysses.
The book, also in the book, that the apes are able to drive cars and fly airplanes.
Yeah, and they wear like clothes like our clothes. So it kind of just looks like a bizarro world where you see like, they're dressed up in like hunting clothes, like British hunting clothes, and they're hunting humans, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit more like on the nose, but it's just visually, it's like it's a lot more disturbing to me,
Yeah.
And that they had and that the astronauts had a pet chimpanzee with them. So there's like this, because
there's some kind of
because the space chimps were a thing then too. Spimps. Yeah, it's interesting. It holds up, and I would totally recommend it to anyone. It was a quick read, and just some decent sci-fi. If you're you're jonesing for some decent sci-fi, look to the past and look to short stories and novels written in the 20th century. And Ray Bradbury, he's one of the best short stories.
Like one of the
Fahrenheit 451. I mean, gee. Mm-hmm. I got to get that on DVD. There's a late 60s version of that. Did anyone see the Fahrenheit 451? Yeah, with Michael B. Jordan. Did you one?
No. I saw the trailer. It did look good. Mm-hmm. But I heard that it was similar, that Fahrenheit 451 is similar to Equilibrium.
Mm-hmm. But I never finished that. I started watching that.
Equilibrium is actually kind of good because they actually use this drug in Equilibrium. They actually use this drug to suppress people's feelings, but the people who are in charge don't actually take the drug. They actually the people who are who are in charge, they don't take the drug. They let the man who invented the drug. Yeah. And this is the whole thing of do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Kurt Vonnegut had a wonderful short story called Harrison Bergeron, where that approaches this material where people are dumbed down and laden down with weights and, you know, uglied and made stupid to achieve equity. And then by the end of it, you had Harrison Bergeron, who's the hero. He strips himself. He gets some good old Nietzschean, will to power, and strips himself of his bonds and his mask. And underneath that, he's beautiful. He's handsome. He's athletic. And he strips the ballerina of hers, and she's beautiful underneath all of that stuff. And they're a stunning specimen of humanity. And then the ironic ending of the president of the union came up with a shotgun and with perfect aim took them both out with one shot because she was unfettered and a trained person, meaning like there's your schism between the two classes. And Harrison Bergeron, short story by Kurt Vonnegut Jr.
You sold me, Eric.
Cheers. You can get a collection of his stories called "Welcome to the Monkey House."
Like, there's I remember like 1984. The book 1984 talks about this and how people at a young age are trained to hate.
Yeah.
Gee,
they don't
where
understand.
I wonder where that's. Yeah.
I don't think that happens now.
Orwell is a weird contemporary and a parallel to Tolkien, in my humble opinion, because they were both writing in the same age, and then they had the same experiences as British men who survived the First World War and the Second. You know.
I mean, Animal Farm. I actually saw the cartoon. That shit gave me nightmares when I was a kid.
Yeah, like the end of Old Major. I will work harder. And what did it become of Old Major? Yeah, exactly.
You went to the
by the end of it, the irony, like, the pigs, you couldn't tell the difference between the pigs and the humans. And by the sound of their voices.
The thing is, at the end, it said all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. And that's the thing. Even though some of the whole thing started with good intentions, the entire thing
good intentions.
The entire thing went haywire because Napoleon wanted to control power and influence, and was greedy about everything.
Yep.
He's an interesting kind of allegory, a pastiche. Like, who is Napoleon supposed to represent? A capitalist or a communist? There's elements of both.
Actually,
I don't think there's a clear. I don't think there's a clear. Is there a clear? It's Animal Farm is something that's been just thought of and written about ever since. But is Napoleon Mao? Is Napoleon Stalin? Is Napoleon Hitler? Or is Napoleon, something a bit more Western? Cruelty and that kind of like.
I always thought like Napoleon was kind of like an allegory to the evil that politicians will get into because they want more power. They want to accumulate more power, and they will lie, they will steal, they will murder, and that's a perfect representation of Napoleon.
Well, we haven't gotten to the murder part yet. At least not in public.
Yeah.
It's a great book that was I read it during lockdown. I read a lot during lockdown.
Yeah.
It's called "It Can't Happen Here," and its author is Sinclair Lewis, and it was written. It was published in October 21st, 1935, and it was talking about contemporary things in America. And then it's almost an exact history of the 1930s, and then it's a great kind of a divergent moment, and we enter a parallel universe, a parallel United States of America, where a demagogue is elected president and becomes fascist and becomes totalitarian, but set in the 1930s. So it's like this alternate history, and the entire time, I mean, only 3 years before did National Socialism get elected as the head of state in Germany, too. So
this is after the Great Depression, right?
During and coming out of.
Oh, coming out of Great Depression. Okay.
And coming out of, I mean, you also had the Dust Bowl. You're coming out of, there was World War II. I mean, World War One. You had the influenza pandemic breakout. You had the Dust Bowl, and you had the Great Depression. And so America that's where the divergence was. Like, you didn't elect a Roosevelt, an FDR. No. You didn't get a New Deal. You got to, and it's really interesting book because it was written almost 100 years ago, but it's like most definitely sci-fi in spirit, because it gives you the thought experiment of sci-fi, of here's a parallel Earth where America went totalitarian fascist. And fascism was just being invented. The word itself is a 20th century thing. It was invented in Italy, during that time. I love history.
Speaking about fascists.
Incredible.
Yeah, speaking about fascists, did anybody else see the Blue Beetle trailer?
No.
Okay.
I watched it.
Listen. Go ahead.
I was so excited about it. I mean, this looks fun. It looks cool. But then the ending, that last line, I was like, oh God.
Please take it out. I swear they took a line.
Please tell me this is only for the trailer and not for the whole movie.
Well, let me.
Maybe.
Okay. This is from how I see it, because I was kind of like in that same vein as you guys. But then, after kind of listening to everybody else's thoughts and just kind of getting a second thought about it, I was like, okay, it's likely what they're seeing is true, is that George Lopez's character in the film is supposed to be some kind of conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean? Some kind of conspiracy theorist. And it's likely they're probably joking on that, because you got conspiracy theorists on both sides of the aisle. You got crazies on both sides of the aisle.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't see that. I don't see that one line as a turnoff. I guess me personally, I don't see that one line as a turnoff. However, what I do see as a turnoff, is the same way I saw with Disney Star Wars, is how Lucasfilm, or in this case the director, is treating everybody's reaction towards it. On top of that, of course, the whole comment he was making about hoping that
somebody got assassinated,
the President 45 won't come Cheeto Man gets basically shares the same fate as
Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln at the Ford Theater.
Yeah. What? See the thing though, that I commented on this on the live stream I was on the other day. It's basically, for people like us who are aware of who the character is, we can say, oh yeah, that's just that's who that is. But the majority of the people out there don't know who it is. You know what I mean? And then when they hear it, they're gonna go, what the, like a newbie. What is that for? What is that all about?
Exactly.
And then it's just all you had to do, you could still leave the comment in there, but you can have like a rebuttal. Like maybe Blue Beetle's character goes, come on.
I think and I think they dropped the ball by having that.
Yeah.
I think you can have a comment like that in there. It's whatever. But
it's
you have that at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. Like,
and I think that I think that it probably would have hit, like what you said, Jinja. Like it probably would have hit more. I think it probably would have been turned into a really good joke if there was a rebuttal, right after that, then the trailer ends.
You could show some humor with it, you know.
Have some humor with it.
Because but like that's completely fine. But you know what you're doing. You know what's going to happen. You know the rebuttal you're going to get.
I can't fault people's understandable outrage. I get that because let's be honest here. DC is not in the good state. These big companies are not in a good state right now. And to be honest, Batman has been crapped on for the past couple of years at this point, and I've gotten sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the people who have complaints on Batman have no understanding of what he stands for, or no understanding of why he does what he does. Zero.
Kind of like those people at G4 who say, "Why should we cancel Batman?"
But also, it's also a trailer. If we can remember the Star Wars Rogue One trailer, the Star Wars story, where Jyn Erso says, "I'm a rebel, you know, something like that," and that wasn't in the finished product,
right?
And also, I remember this, like, you know, I went to go see Batman versus Superman on the night it came out, and I dragged one of my best friends to it too. It was my birthday, and I can recall this. Did Bruce Wayne say to Diana at Clark's grave, "Not all men"? Because I think that was cut out. Because that was done like right about, that was 2016. So that was right around Me Too. And so, I mean, I remember seeing that and then remember it being cut. You know, I've seen it a couple of times since. And it's like, wasn't there a line here? Yeah. So shit happens. Yeah, hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't test well.
Let's take it out.
It's either taken out or it's just done as an off joke. It's done as a joke and not taken like a serious.
Yeah, maybe it's a set up to a payoff. You know,
if it's set up to a payoff, then that's fine.
We were. I mean, both studios.
I understand. I totally understand.
From video. Yeah, but right now both studios are in need for a win. But
the Mario movie showing like all you need to do is make a movie for the fans. That was
to be fair, and I keep saying this, unlike the House of Mouse, Nintendo is very you're under this film is by a company who is very protective of their IPs. So much so that they'll actually DMCA strike you for posting their music. You do. That's how protective they are of their IPs. That's how Nintendo is. So the people who are complaining about the Mario film, like the Grace Randolphs of the world, who is full of shit, in my humble opinion. Sorry. You know, those critics are going to lose it if we get a proper Legend of Zelda film.
Oh man, I can't wait to see. I would love to see that.
Under Nintendo,
that would be great.
You know that that's Nintendo property, and Nintendo are very protective. They're not going to let anybody. They're going to intervene if it strays too far from the source material. You have to stay to it, or else you're not getting your hands on it. And I respect that. I totally respect that, and I would like it if if more companies out there did the same.
Yeah, same thing with Games Workshop and Warhammer. They if you want to do a Warhammer book or a Warhammer comic book, you have to stay within the source material.
Yes.
Now you're not going to work on it.
You can't stray too far off.
Yeah.
And for what we heard on Midnight's Edge, it was a different film, and it seemed to be a film that a lot of people were worried about that was going to be, but it sounded like because it was Nintendo intervened and because Nintendo wanted it very protective of their IP, the film is basically almost perfect, as Andre says.
Yeah. There we go. My commissar.
Cool.
Yeah, I gave him a bolt. I gave him a bolter pistol. I actually like how he turned out. I was a little worried.
Look at how this turned out. I didn't expect to kind of take this approach. I think I'm at honestly, I think I'm at 6 hours in.
You gonna have Bruce Lombardo on stream, or is he gonna be busy today?
So I asked a poll on Friday, and it's 50-50 down the line if I should stream on Easter today, because the reason is that
most Polish people are Catholic. They're gonna want the day off, dude.
Yeah, and not a lot. I don't get a lot of. We don't get a lot of traction on Easter streams.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, and it's just that we don't get a lot of traction on Easter streams anyway. So a lot of people are probably, even the people who don't celebrate Easter, are probably treating this as like a family event. So I'm probably not. Yeah. So I've asked, but my poll was like 50-50 down the line.
Okay. All right.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
If you want to take the day off, take the day off.
That's true. Yeah. Take a Sunday off. But I am going to be doing some recording later with Snowdub and possibly Snowdub, Riot Kitty, hopefully possibly Ords as well.
Yeah.
Plus I wake up to the fact that that freaking work in progress pic I posted. I guess I hit it at the right time, because that post is at 1,300. I was like, the hell? It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy, but you know what? It was like, it made perfect sense.
Yeah, I'm just asking because I wanted to get Bruce Lombardo's take on WotC screwing themselves over again.
Yeah, it's just with the film, or with
No, not with the film. People are saying the film was great, almost perfect.
A lot of good things about the film, yeah.
But WotC just announced that they're taking out half.
The halfling. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Eric, it sounds like you want to go first on this one.
No, I have no skin in this game. No pun.
What? Sorry, I missed it. What were we talking about?
Okay, so basically, if you're WotC is determining that half breeds, half elves are racist, and I'm like,
yeah.
So
how accurate is that, though? Is that a clickbait headline, or is that verifiably
serious?
It's they announced it at their.
They announced it, so it's like,
wow.
How is it?
Go do something else then. Just be like, no, I've had enough. Fucking, how to combat
racism by being one of the most bigoted companies in existence.
Because the academic principles that their heads are filled with. This is the education that they're in debt with. You know what I mean? They got to do something with this.
This came up from the sensitivity readers.
Exactly. And we have things like John Wick. All right, then people will show up and pay money. There we go.
Exactly. Yep.
Screw sensitivity readers. There, I said it.
There we go.
A dungeon or a dragon is not a sensitive space. It's not a safe space.
And it's like, I'm sorry, half elves. What's wrong with half elves?
Oh, man, I heard a lot of good feedback, especially from mixed people being like, I'm a mixed person. I identify with half elves. I heard a lot of that, you know what I mean, and just the whole thing of what's wrong with mixed people?
Yeah. I mean, they're saying it's morally wrong and racist, but
explain how. I would love to hear that explanation.
But there is no explanation there. Like I a little earlier, I said it's a tactic meant to destabilize a conversation, to give them an advantage.
Yeah, but it's just like you provoke. It's like, wow, you are so.
The onus is on you to diffuse your biases before you approach our sacred territory here.
Yeah,
no,
at this
it's a
point,
tactic.
you become the very thing you're trying to fight against, and it's such a crazy, it's such a big case with Watsy right now. You're becoming the very thing that you're labeling everybody else is, and it's so clear as day.
Yep, but are they going to feel any kind of like repercussions from that? You know what I mean?
No.
What's going to happen? No, nothing.
No.
So they know that they can get away with it, and they know they could do it because nobody's going to fight back.
No, it's like the whole thing with the whole thing this weekend. This whole thing with Riley Gaines getting attacked at SF State.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
they're not pressing charges. No. So Riley's just like, okay, you know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna sue. I'm gonna sue the people who attacked me. I'm just gonna sue their asses, and I'm gonna do it. And I would say sue the police and the school as well, because that is
J.K. Rowling. Started like, hey, all right, you want to do it like that? I can afford lawyers. I'm gonna lawyer up, and you're gonna
bring it on.
And shut them up real quick.
Yeah. It's about resources now. It's about just I don't know. Like I said, I got no skin in this game.
Hey, Jeffo.
I'm in the skin in the game too, but considering everything that's been happening, especially after what happened in Nashville, it's just like, this is just getting crazy, man. It's just getting crazy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like you did hear, Benito. You did hear about the guy, whoever the owner and founder, one of the owner and founders of Cash App, was stabbed to death.
Yep.
In Recon Hill, which is right. It's a nice neighborhood. It's like right. It's not too far from where I work at downtown, so it's like, whoa, it's close to home here.
Yeah, hit a little close to home, huh?
Yeah. But one of the things I saw
at 2:30 in the morning, which I don't know about that. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, one of the things I saw in someone post someone made a post in saying that misgendering the shooter shows disrespect to the victims. And
okay.
I'm like, what?
Okay, I'm gonna be. I know it's Easter. I know it's Easter, but I'm just gonna say this. I've said this before, and I will stand by what I said here. To anyone, and I mean to anyone, to every single person who tries to justify and defend the shooter for what happened in Nashville, you are the lowest form of scum to walk the face of the earth. I'm sorry. You are evil. You are truly evil. And it's absolutely sickening to see that. It's sickening to see the mainstream media just cover this up when they found out the shooter was trans. It's sickening on all fronts. And it actually kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, it's definitely defeating to see that happen, and I mean, they're not on our side. The media's not on our side. Definitely,
no,
100%.
And the people defending this is disgusting as hell.
Well, and also there's just why are progressives and lefties very sensitive about platforming and amplification? Because this is amplifying. This what we're doing now. This all the social media amplifies, and that's why they're very protective of it. And because there is very little people who actually say stuff like that. They're just being amplified by this. But I'm sure that there are very, very, very little people that feel that way. And I believe that. I think more people, see the horror of it, and the details are just that they'll be dealt with one at a time. But I think most people see the horror in this, regardless of the who, the what, and just
who it is, yeah.
And that, most people have a heart, and people with heart and empathy, and for the sake of being Easter, if Jesus has risen in your heart, you'll be able to. You can cope with people better in a little way, So I just, I'm pretty sure that these are just amplified voices, and they're very few, and they're very far between. Right. Yes, they're being amplified, and yes, we can hear them, and we don't want to. We disagree with them, but they are amplified all the same. And I bet there are very, very few of those people.
Right. These people don't value human life. They put their agenda, they put agenda and everything over actual human life.
They paid into it literally. They're the ones that want to eliminate college debt. Why? Because they got a shitload of it. How do they get? How do they make? Are they breaking even with that?
Yeah, like the whole thing, like the whole freaking thing with the I don't know why the View is still on the air, but the whole freaking thing with Jane Fonda, it was just like
chicks talking chick stuff. I mean, I mean, shit.
Yeah, of course. You want to talk about murder? You talk about murder. I'm like, excuse me.
My dad. My dad.
You could tell she was serious about that. I'm like, okay, you you stay far away from you, and you deserve any backlash you get.
Mm-hmm.
My dad.
Because we can't go down this path.
Your dad watches The View.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Wow.
Because what I'm saying is we can't go down this path. Because
you got to think for Joy Behar.
Once we do, you can't go back from it. From it.
The thing is that I think my dad is into a lot of political things. He watches shit he watches the podcast from Mexico about them. That he watch CNN, NBC, anything that has politicals, but he mostly watches it from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll yell at it like if it was a Niners game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's fandom. That's fandom. It's fandom. That's being a wrestling fan. That's being a comic book fan. That's being a political fan. It's just this is how you're spending your time. This is what you have heart into.
Yeah, but when I get into start talking about comic books, he's like, why don't you talk about something normal? I'm like, what's normal to you? He's like, I don't know, politics.
It's not. That's not normal. It's not normal at all. Actually,
I straight up told him I hate politics. I hate politics because it's just a bunch of guys trying to play chess, except they don't know their head.
Well, it's not bringing us together.
It's not bringing together.
No, it's just there to separate.
I mean, we're not finding common ground, and that's by design. Because what is one of the principles of the United States of America is united we stand. It's right on our bloody money. So here you go. There's our kryptonite. America's made many enemies in the past, 250 years or so.
Now it seems that our biggest enemy is ourselves.
Well,
we became our biggest enemy. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean,
it just goes. The thing is that I can't really get into politics because I even if I try to lean, I try center leaning. My dad and my older sister will think I'm automatically
right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because once again, it's a leveraging. It's
leverage.
It's meant to destabilize the issue by making it personally about you having to diffuse your values to their satisfaction before you can even argue the merits of the claim. That's bullshit. I'm not fucking agreeing to that. Let's attack the problem. If you don't have a solution or some merit to the problem, you can't think about 3 different ways this could go sideways, forward, backwards. I mean, you're being useless in this argument. Exactly. I mean, this just like, what is this? If you need to talk about your feelings, go get a fucking shrink. You know what I mean? If you want to solve problems, we talk together.
Eric,
yes.
It's Easter. You want to leave that off
No way, man.
No.
Jesus is a forgiver. You know I will deliver.
See what you did there.
Take second best, let me to the test. Things on your chest, your need to confess.
Let me see what's going on in the chat here.
I see what you did there.
Thanks.
Sorry, I'm again letting you guys just talk, and I'm just chilling out here. Hey, okay, we got Chapo.
Hello. Kenzo's yelling at Eric right now.
I can't type. I'm so pissed.
Pissed is in drunk or pissed is in angry?
Is it because of what I said? Is it because of what I said?
JT Gunn, hey, what's up there, buddy?
I'm sorry if I'm getting everybody pissed off right now. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's like Meet the Press on NBC.
Let's talk about something else.
Meet the Press. The ghost of Tim Russert comes back.
I feel like I need to go in the comments and let Witcher know. I was like, hey, I'm sorry for getting pissed off.
Okay, let's move the subject to something else.
I know.
Move the needle.
There you go. Move the needle.
Macany.
Yes.
You hear that RE4 remake's getting microtransactions.
Yeah, with the mercenaries mode. Yes.
Why? People hate
they can't help themselves. They simply can't help themselves. That's what it is. It's the age of gaming that we are at right now.
Yeah. I mean, what? What? I mean, they didn't have microtransactions with the past Resident Evils.
What would you need microtransactions for? Like more shotgun shells, some red and some blue herbs?
Faster progression.
Oh.
Yeah.
Faster progression, essentially.
And they didn't have it for their mercenary modes in the last one. But why? But
keep in mind, Benito, RE4 was all the way back during the 6th generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, microtransactions weren't really a thing until the 7th gen.
Yeah. I'm gonna need.
It was until the 7th or 8th gen that microtransactions were a thing.
Shit, I'm gonna need smaller snips for this. I'm not gonna need to get smaller snips for these.
Mm-hmm.
These snip. I'm worried if with my current snips, I'm gonna cut the model. So I'm gonna
get any fingernail clippers around too. Those might be small enough.
No, I'm gonna buy some model snips so I can get a better cut, like a better, more straight cut. Have like less plastic. Overall, I'm good. I'm happy with my commissar. How my commissar turned out.
All is klar, der Kommissar? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, history of the commissars right now. I'm going to drop some Warhammer lore.
Bring it on.
Give it. Go for it,
turn around.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. All right. The commissars were actually created before the Horus Heresy, and this was when the Astra Militarum, the guardsmen, were all chosen, and they were given different disciplinary ways of different ways of training them. But when the commissars were the proto of the commissars were known as discipline masters. The discipline masters were guardsmen who had so much experience and ability that they would bring that kind of training to the Astra Militarum, and that Astra Militarum would take on that, kind of like with Dune. I trained 10 men, and those 10 men trained 10 more men, and those 10 10 men will train 10 more men. So it went. The discipline masters would train soldiers, and they would become the elites of the elites. And when the Horus Heresy happened, half of the Astra Militarum sided with Horus and became traitors, but the other half were trained by the discipline masters, and the discipline masters were essential from keeping these soldiers from turning traitor and falling into the ruinous powers. So after the Horus Heresy, they wanted the high lords of Terra wanted to cement that type of training within the current guard. So they created the commissars, and the commissars would become the elites of the elites within the Astra Militarum. They have the only thing that they don't have. They can order any type of order they want. The only person that they cannot order around are Inquisitors or Space Marines. That's the only type of people that they can order around. And some of the greatest heroes are actually commissars. You got Ibram Gaunt, Caiaphas Cain, and you even got the hero of Armageddon, Sebastian Yarek.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and Sebastian Yarek is a total badass. He actually caused a Space Marine to feel fear for the first time in years just by glaring at him. Because it was in a short story when Yarek was with the Black Templars hunting the Gazgul Thraka, and he basically was ordering the Space Marines because he knew of the orcs better than anybody else. But one of the Space Marines was like, "Why should we even listen to you? You are nothing but a lowly commissar." And he just glared at him, and it said that this Space Marine feels fear for the first time in centuries. He has faced demons and the ruinous powers and his traitor brothers. Yet this old man brought out fear in him for the first time just by a look. And this guy is the Yarek was badass. He defended the planet of Armageddon after he retired. He came out of retirement to defend it from the orcs. And he's ancient. I don't know how would you say, but he is 300 years old. He was 300 years old, over 300 years old, and that's like somebody in their 80s.
The days of Noah.
Yeah. They actually have ways to extend somebody's life in Warhammer.
How do they go about doing that?
I don't find know. A little heart, and that's an extra life.
Some of
Scott Pilgrim.
You find a one-up mushroom, okay? That's how you do it.
Yeah, some of them actually like will extend their lives through I don't know. Some of them actually use free like in that planet. You remember the Eisenhorn book, the first chapter of the Eisenhorn book where they had people in cryostasis?
Yeah.
That's how they. That's how.
That's how they extend lives.
That's a way. That's one way to
Uh-huh.
gain life. Another way is that they'll exchange their body parts to cybernetics, or they'll just keep living the way they do. I mean, with Warhammer, it's better if you don't ask, because right now, who cares about that? Who cares about how people are living when there's Tyranids at your front door? And I liked Warhammer because Jay the Deep Minded brought this up, that Warhammer, like Warhammer with a grimdark fantasy, with the grimdark elements, it makes heroism shine even brighter, or villainy be more despised.
I hear you there.
Yeah, so like in Hammer and Bolter, in the last episode of Hammer and Bolter, it was basically about these two workers who worked in a hive city, and their planet was being invaded by Tyranids, and they were being evacuated, and they had a 1 in a million chance to get off the planet before the Tyranid hordes would take over the city. But the one thing that they knew that they weren't going to, the one thing that they knew that they would take was their child, their baby. They had their baby, and they wanted them to take so they actually went through everything, like a war-torn city, but of Tyranids and guardsmen fighting one another, and they knew that pretty soon the city would be overrun. They just wanted but they were going through hell just to be able to save this one innocent life. And basically, they were able to convince a guardsman to take the baby on, and the ship left without them, and it just like makes the sacrifice even like greater, because they wanted their child to survive, even if it was just for a few more hours.
There we go.
Exactly.
I've got a question about Warhammer and stuff. So let's say theoretically they were going to make it into let's say 3 seasons. Okay, they've got Henry Cavill on. He's going to do 3 seasons. 2?
No. What I meant too much is that there's no way they could be able to contain all of that lore in 3 seasons.
Exactly. Well, that's my question.
It's impossible.
What would your approach to 3 seasons be? Like, okay, we've got 3 seasons to work with. What are we going to do here? I mean, what would you guys do? And if you were
I'm not well versed. I'm not well versed into Warhammer like Bandito is. So he's got you. The floor is all yours, man.
Yeah. I would make it a safe space for all gamers.
Okay, that would be one. That would definitely not be one.
The soy must flow. Hello.
Stop it! You're killing me.
Thank you.
I would actually do it like they did with Hammer and Bolter. They actually did it from different points of view in the Warhammer universe. Like they would do it from like the ruinous powers, the Astra Militarum, the Space Marines. They did it from the point of view from everyone, but they only did it like for one episode. For one episode with one episode, like they would do it from the point of view from everyone, like the ruinous powers, the Necrons, the the Eldari, and in the Eldari episode, that it was actually the Space Marines that were depicted as the bad guys in that one.
Simona's got some comments in here. I'm not microtrans being completely useless. No point buying with money when you can glitch the game and get easy ways. I don't understand what any of that is because I'm not a gamer.
They're
Do you guys have anything?
They're talking about
microtransactions.
The microtransactions from that RE7, that
RE4.
RE4 is having.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Basically, if you're on PC, you can work around that with like mods and hacks and such like that. That's basically what she's saying.
Okay. I got
you. Okay, and what I would want was like an intertwining story, kind of like in vein of Game of Thrones, where you have different points of view from the universe, from the galaxy. Like you'll have like some parts you'll have that focus on the Space Marines or the Astra Militarum.
Yeah.
And in another part you'll have them focus on the Eldar or the Necrons or the Orcs, even the Leagues of Votan, which are is the brand new faction, which are basically space dwarfs.
Problematic.
Space bigots, more like it.
So spigots,
space Yahtzees,
we're back with our
Spotsies,
space Yahtzees,
Spotsies.
This Emperor sounds very familiar.
Sorry, go ahead.
You want to see
I'm sorry, go ahead, Vegeta. We're just messing around.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
it's out of fun, man.
Yeah, I know. It's you want to see the Emperor of Mankind.
Take your time.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up. I'm just looking it up where he is, showing off a picture of the Emperor of Mankind on his golden throne, and this is it just shows how zealous the humans are.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Rubute Gilliman, a Primarch that knew the Emperor, heard what had happened during the past 10,000 years. He's been asleep. The first thing he said, Horus might as well have won the heresy. And this is a Primarch who is actually who's actually like the demigods of Warhammer lore. And he's saying they might as well have lost the war because of the mess the galaxy's in right now. So here, all right. Okay, there we go.
Oh, here we go. Hold on a second. We show add to stream. Oh, this guy. Look at him.
Yeah, this is the Emperor of Mankind. He's basically a corpse. This was after he fought Horus, and they put him into the Golden Throne, so he could stay alive and use his psyker energy to basically help people travel through the warp. And it costs the souls every day. It costs the souls of 1,000 psychers, unwilling psychers every day. And one of the things that I get a kick out of is the hypocrisy of of Warhammer, like the in Warhammer they say that hey Courtney, the Fellowship.
Hey,
of
what's up there?
Hey,
Happy
Courtney.
Easter. How's it going there?
They say that Happy Easter. They're against mutations, yet they'll take abhumans and put them in the front line as soldiers. They hate psychers, yet the Emperor was the strongest psyker of all time.
Oh, okay. So is the Emperor actually alive, or is he just a corpse?
He's alive. Very painfully alive, but he's still alive.
Okay.
His consciousness is just in the warp, which helps people transcend warp travel.
All right. Okay.
Is it a time warp?
Dude, I was gonna say it.
Just a step to the left, and just a hip to the right. Put your hands on your hips, and bend your knees in time. And with the pelvic thrust, it really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again.
Gotta love it.
Much. Please tip your bartenders. Check out Anti-Steampunk Junk Western number 0 on Indiegogo.
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you for promoting that.
You're welcome.
That was good. That was good. Nice promo.
That was good. That was awesome.
Thinking about
nice.
Thank you very much. The link is in the chat.
Thank you.
Speaking
about Indiegogo, did anybody was anybody able to get Joe Frankenstein?
No, when I found out it was a reprinting of previously published material, I kind of like, I could probably go find those floppies. Mm-hmm. That's where I like buying comic books. But if it was a new thing, I'd be better off buying Macumba Key, whatever, the Ghosts of, that one. I haven't invested in Graham's stuff yet.
Yeah, the one that where it has like this Sasquatch like thing that attacked people in Chicago during a blizzard. Yeah, I got that one. Oh. I even got his Alien Alamo. I mean, I like Graham Nolan's stuff.
I would love to pull the trigger on those, man, but it's just shipping cost over here. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I end up paying more for the shipping than I do for the actual book itself.
I'm a weak man. I'm about to pull the trigger on a his and her Valkyrie set of the red and the blue Macross Valkyries for Max and Miria, and they have LED lights like for the boosters and tail running lights. It's a really nice set.
Nice.
But they come as a his and her set, which gives you a $60 break on the price. So I'm like, oh geez, I'm so tempted. Oh god, I love them. Buy me. I have a pertinent question. Chocolate bunnies. It's Easter Sunday. Chocolate bunnies. Do you start with the tail or the ears?
Oh man,
it's
right with the ears.
Question.
Start with the ears. Start with the ears.
I start with the mouth. I start with the mouth because I don't want to hear it screaming.
Good answer.
Okay then. Okay then.
But in space, can anyone hear you scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, stunning but brave.
Hey, what's up there?
What's up, stunning?
Ears.
Hello.
Oh, ears. Dude, ears there.
Dude, I think I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this approach. Because beforehand, this isn't taking a lot of layers. Like I'm doing all of my lighting and shading is all done in like 3 or 4 layers instead of having to do it all in just like instead of having to split everything off into multiple different sections, having to do like a ton of layers just for it. Just do it all in one layers and just work your way down. Just work your way each section. I'm loving it. And like if you take off and I have the flats underneath, so when I take it off, you can see just like all of the work done in there. I love that. And I think this works better for me because I can just go through. I can just really take my time and just work each section without having to worry about swapping out layers so much. But I do have to clean up because there's probably going to be a lot of stuff over the outline. But I'm loving this so far. I'm loving how this turned out, and it's like I really get into it. And I think what helps is that. And I think also it's just the benefit is that I feel like I'm getting faster. I feel like this is a faster, more efficient way of doing it, and not overcomplicating stuff. I'm sorry.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Oh, that's right. I got to show y'all something. Hang on, I got to pause this. So, I am doing some. So later today, I'm doing some recording for Machini Live, which will be back soon. And one thing that I do, the one thing that we're doing with the outro, we're going full 90s. We're going full 90s with the outro, and one thing that we're doing that I think you guys are gonna like, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. So, full outro was my main. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Where is it? Share the entire screen. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Share my screen. So let me ask you this: do you guys, for everybody who watched shows like Full House or Family Matters, did you guys watch to the very end of the credits?
Mm-hmm.
Where they say Family Matters is a Mil Boyette production in association with LOTR Television and distributed by Warner Bros. Domestic Television Distribution. We do the same here.
Yeah. Nice.
So let me show you this. I'm gonna show y'all this. Y'all gonna like this. Yes, I put myself as executive producer. Shut up. Machini Live is a Machini Draws production in association with Channel 90 Television and is distributed by CSF Nation Domestic Television Distribution. Yeah, I made all that up. All that up.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Also,
I like
go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I like in the background the desktop you had. It reminds me of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, that's the idea. That was the idea for the background. Yeah, that's the idea. That's gonna be this season's background. The font at the top, the season 9 version at the top, I took that from the 80s Miami Vice logo. So I had some fun with this. But like I said, we're going full 90s the whole way through, including even having the VHS tape lines, just like, and even having that VHS buzz over it. That's all, that's all done in that was all like content that I got to use. So but one thing that we're doing is so myself, Bruce, and Mads has an outro specifically with us saying this. But what I thought would be really cool is if I got other people to do the outro as well. So guess who this is? Just guess who this is. Just take a wild guess.
Machini Live is a Machini Draws production in association with Channel 90 Television and is distributed by CSF Nation Domestic Television Distribution.
Yeah,
Culture Casino.
That was Culture. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Culture. I got one for Culture. I even got one for Loki.
Nice.
So I'm going to be recording a lot of people. So I got a lot of people join in, but you guys are going to like this because with the outros, I got to shout out the channel members. I got to shout out all of the, channel members, all my links and stuff, like most outros though. But one thing I thought would be really cool is that I would, at the very bottom, I would ask everybody when they see the outros, they have to pay close attention to the very bottom of the screen because I actually made up production credits and I've included a lot of names in there. So why am I showing y'all this? Look at this. Watch closely.
Ninja Harris, get on that.
Witcher is also in the credits as Witching a Fox.
That's really nice of you, man.
Thank you, man.
Eric O'Sullivan. Oh,
Look at that.
Even got me in there.
Yeah,
but now I'm associated with you.
Creative producer. Creative producers. There you go. But no, I did that throughout. That's why I might have to redo it because I put supervising director twice. So it makes it I have two supervising directors, but I put Fats's names like technical director. I put a lot of people in the name. Lovely Sherry's in here. Just a lot of people that I thought it'd be just a nice little nod to you guys, a nice little thank you guys for showing up that. So there you go. So yeah, you guys are like, so because we're doing this like a talk, because I guess the idea is like a 90s talk show with the kind of the idea I was going for, and I thought it would just be like, okay, we'll have some fun with this and do some extra stuff. I'm probably gonna need to work with the special thanks and add a couple more names in there. Got the film location, the production stuff, because what we did for those who don't know, what we did last season was that we went full classic Hollywood. Even go so far as to do kind of an I Love Lucy style outro. So and I figured it's like, because I was really versed into kind of stuff I was doing, and because of the designs I was setting up for season 9, I was like, you know what, let's just go full 90s. So I did a lot of research. That's why this season's taken so long, is because I was really trying to get everything out and trying to work on getting all this done. Like the intro is very 90s. Everything, a lot of this, I even had to find the right fonts to get a 90s feel the whole time.
Broadway D.
Yeah, Broadway. Yeah. Broadway's one. Broadway's one.
That's the Miami Vice one. Yeah,
that's Miami Vice. I love right fonts, there you go. There you go.
I love fonts. I love shit like that. Like
same here.
It's so fonts are like so deep. Like publishing, like magazines. Like it's not just comic books. It's like it's the publishing industry. It's magazines, and comic books are just one part of that. You know, my favorite part of it. But
finding this font was very nice. I had to pinpoint like specific fonts that was like very 90s. Even I'm gonna show you guys one more thing.
That's great. I mean,
yeah. I'm glad you guys like that.
That nails it. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you guys like that.
Full House is filmed before a live studio audience.
Oh, Loki suggested that. Loki suggested I do that, so I need to do that every outro. I need to come back in and just say Marketing Live is filmed before live studio audience. But the outro, the specific, you guys can see that I really went crazy with the outro. But what I thought would be really cool was that before you see Marketing Live, before you see the actual title, I did a really cool logo.
Oh, that's cool.
I might use this. This is the old Ricky. This is the old Ricky Lake logo too.
That's cool.
I'm probably going to use that for the thumbnails.
That's great. Or have that in the
I'm straight. Yeah, we're going straight 90s this season. I'm very proud of it. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, you guys are in the production credits.
Like the Jerry Springer. Well, you get one of those too, like the Jerry Springer kind of the Chiron on bottom of it,
Oh yes.
But then like that sprint to Springer says Machini, and then have like your Chiron. You know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, I gotta look that up. Okay, now I gotta look that up.
Ain't that cool?
I was really having fun putting that together. I was like,
the Jerry Springer. I remember it would have in the corner, the Jerry Springer show, and it'd just be like, Anna's back here for her 6th time. Baby.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
The Maury Povich one too, Maury. They all had their own look, but they all had the same kind of information given to them, like logo, and
yeah, I remember. That's
just funny thing. That's funny thing. It was like Ricky Lake was like one of the parts of the intro. It's like with the intros, like I took inspiration from two things. Like first off was Ricky Lake, and the second was probably the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s seasons of Oprah Winfrey. I was looking at inspiration as well. Because it's kind of like, because it's like I can't pinpoint which part of the 90s it is, because it's like it's a mixture between it. Because I think my friend Julie was saying it's like the intro is basically early 90s. It spans from early 90s to early 2000s, and I'm like, I'm that means I'm hitting close. I'm getting close to that. It's like it's such a tricky thing. I always looking up. I always love looking up stuff like that, and I was like there was a couple of nights where I was just spending watching 90s commercials, and I was like just trying to analyze and try to get the right stuff out. I was like, yeah, I love that stuff.
The right stuff. First kiss was a sweet kiss. Second kiss had a twist. Third time I fell in love. Now all the chicks know this shit, man. Come on, man.
Where is it?
The milfs that show up to a New Kids show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, man. It's like Candyland.
No, it was. I'll show you 1 second. I know I'm geeking out right now. This is my geek out moment right here on the stream. I feel like that should be a thing from now on. It's just like where everybody geeks out for at least a couple minutes or one segment on Jinja streams.
Geek out.
Yeah, we geek out.
No,
geek out all the time.
It was very the one. Where is it? Where is it? It's not here. It's not here. Okay, here we go. All right. So you blow my screen up. One more time. Just blow my screen up. Okay. It was just because I was redesigning, because I was getting everything ready for season 9. And I was doing the redesigns, and I'm like, this is like the current version of Bubblegum. I love this so much. That I decided, I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go full 90s, because one of the funniest things with Kiki, and one of the things with my character, is that she has this remarkable talent to make anything she wears look 90s retro. So I was like, you know what, let's go for it. I remember I showed you all the short I did. I was like, yeah, that's kind of was the basis for the entire season. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm gonna have some more people do some recording for us. So it's gonna be something really cool to have just switch out between outros, where different people say the production credits and such like that. So,
well,
there you go.
Don't put me in there. I don't have a proper mic.
I was gonna ask Eric, actually.
Yes.
He would be up for it. So there you go. That's all I got today.
Oh, MVP is doing a Warhammer build stream with X-Ray Girl.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's.
Okay, where are we? We're at 12 minutes. Okay, it's done. Okay, 2. The next one. 12 minutes. I'm making a time. This is all going to be a time lapse. So I'm making a time lapse. So I'm recording like each layer. Each layer I'm working on, I record it. So, or I just start a new record, and I'm thinking about 6 hours in so far. But it doesn't even feel like 6 hours. It feels like 4 hours, honestly. Because I think always been my thing was just like, always worried that I'm getting too slow or I'm not getting quick enough, but I think I am, because the line art didn't take that long, actually. The line art process only took 1.5 hours compared to usually like 2.5 to 3 hours to do line art. And I think it's just a more case of just the more you work on it, or the more time you spend behind the tablet, the faster you're gonna get. And you're able to just like, and I've noticed that because I've noticed that I'm not as shaky or twitchy with my hand movements anymore, is that I'm able to just go straight at it, just do smooth lines, just in one stroke. I'm kind of everybody is quiet right now. I feel that.
I've been besieged with Easter bunnies on my Twitter stream. I'm like, oh, some of them are horrific, and some of them are cute.
Yikes!
There's mall rats. Kevin Smith just showed the Easter bunny. You know, the Easter bunny did this to you. Aw.
So there you go. Really at work. I've been really at work. Really grinding out. I'm getting into that mode again. I'm feeling. Okay. I'm just waiting for anybody else to say something because everybody's. I feel like we got some dead air right now.
Okay, I've been talking for like 5 minutes, and I've been muted.
You've been on mute.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I've been talking. I was like, why isn't anybody answering my questions? And I looked over there. Oh, I'm muted. Stupid me. And it's not really an important question, but
okay.
What was your question?
What do you think about Mario hitting $1 billion? Are we going to see Odin?
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The way I will do you one better, Jinja.
$2 billion.
Going to pull a Top Gun. It's going to pull a Top Gun Maverick.
You think so?
It's going to pull a Top Gun Maverick where it's going to stay in the box office.
Yeah,
for a couple months.
It's got rewatchability to it.
Yeah,
you know
it's going to stay in the box office, and also, dude, considering the numbers it's making, it hasn't even released in the Asian countries yet.
I know
Japan's gonna freaking lose it.
Oh, dude, it's gonna blow up crazy over here, dude. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna go watch it.
And it was like the whole thing was like you're defeating. It's like it's like Illumination's beating Disney at their own game because Disney at their own game because there's a lot of factors at play. But one thing you have to think about is considering Mario is this generation's Mickey Mouse. Mario is this generation's Mickey Mouse if you think about it. So they're more familiar with Mario than they are with Mickey.
Right.
So props to Illumination and props to Illumination just for really you've been getting hitters. You've been getting a lot of hitters. I know people have mixed feelings on the Despicable Me franchise. I like them personally. I like most of them personally. It's just but they always seem to do well. And you're beating not only are you beating Disney, you're beating Pixar.
Yeah. Oh, beating the hell out of them, yeah. Hey, what's up there, Canton Fan Nerd? I just had a belch there. Just a belch.
I was like, damn, Disney. I was like, Illumination is almost becoming the new Pixar now.
Oh yeah.
Where back in the early 2000s, where back then I used to thought it was DreamWorks. It was gonna be the new Pixar.
Yep. I always remember getting those cold chills when I saw the DreamWorks logo, like their opening screen for the movie.
Right.
What is it called? The opening video that they have. I would always get like cold chills, like, "Ooh, what am I getting into here? I'm gonna be like." It always got me excited to see the movie because I knew I was gonna get some quality.
Because I absolutely love. Because I really like Kung Fu Panda, and I absolutely love How to Train Your Dragon. I have all the films, so.
Oh yeah. I need to get to the color part of this. I'm just messing around with this. I'm having too much fun with the black and white part.
I'm having too much fun with the lighting. It's like I was actually looking forward to getting to the second layer of lighting here because I'm like, okay, now I can really. I was like, now I can focus on getting the getting these glows in, getting these shines in. I'm like, I usually save my highlights. I usually save the highlights for later, but I might add those in this layer because this is. I'm having fun with this, and this is a blast. And I will say I am pleased. I am pleased by the fact that the WIP post I did on Twitter freaking blew up. I think I gained over 100 subs yesterday alone.
There you go, man.
100 followers. It's like that thing blew up, but right timing because everybody really likes the. Everybody really likes the skin, and it's like we don't get. One of my friends is like we don't get many like content from Save the World since Battle Royale is just the only most thing people play in Fortnite is Battle Royale, so it's a kind of a nice treat that we get some Save the World content. So there you go.
Yeah. So, Sully, are you going out for are the parents coming over? Or are you going to go meet them?
No, they're going to my stepsister's for, and she's got cats. So that's
right. That's right. Right.
So that's a deal breaker. And,
Easter's with cat. You don't want to celebrate Easter with your stepsister.
I know that's called Easter in the emergency room with my asthma.
Oh, yikes!
I'm so allergic to cats. It's not even funny. And
good point then. Never mind.
It is what it is. It's like what the Buddha said: identify suffering and eliminate it from your life. And so happy birthday, Buddha. It's his birthday. Yeah. April 9th or something.
Connecting back to movies that have like made a lot of money, like with John Wick 4. and Keanu Reeves. Did you guys ever see the movie with Keanu Reeves where he played what was it, Siddhartha? That's the Buddha, right?
Yeah, it's called Little Buddha. And
did you ever see that?
A long time ago. That was
Me
a
too.
cute little movie. It was like he that was just like the first half of the movie, right? And
Right.
then it was like this little kid was reborn, and they thought like, oh, this is the reincarnation of the Buddha.
Yeah. Right.
And shit, it's been a long time since I've seen
Oh
that.
yeah, same here. Yeah, it was a long time ago. And I remember thinking, why did they cast Keanu Reeves as this?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he was in this
you
really.
realize, oh wait, that makes perfect sense.
He was in this weird like Gus Van Sant movie with River Phoenix called My Own Private Idaho, which was an interesting readaptation of Shakespeare's Henry IV Part 2, and Keanu played like the Hal character, the Henry V character, the young prince who was leading a life of debauchery before his father dies, and he has to get called back to his royal life and take care of business and be the king. But before that, he was hanging out with Falstaff. And bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah. Good catch.
One more time.
Chew.
I can't.
And
whenever I sneeze, nobody really pays attention. Nobody notices when I sneeze.
Well, we gave you some bless yous.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
I always think of Dogma, the Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah.
You're in the boardroom. You didn't say bless you. Like, Loki. Just... Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm looking forward to go. I want to see Air. Speaking of Matt Damon
Man,
and Ben Affleck.
I'm hearing that's like this generation's Jerry Maguire. It's like
Cool.
this generation's Jerry Maguire.
I like it. It's a period piece set in, like, I remember my first pair of Air Jordans. I got them, the black, white, and red ones, and my feet stopped growing, so they were going to like buy me my Air Jordans. And here's the thing, that all my friends were like a year younger than me because I was born in November, and so I had to go to school a year later. Kid sizes, they were called Sky Jordans. So my best friend, he's got some Sky Jordans. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, I got the Air Jordan. I got the real deal. You got kid shoes. Yeah, man. My parents were like, are you kidding me? $120 for a pair of for basketball sneakers?
Which one was it? The ones that I want, the ones that I wanted growing up, because I was in the 90s, and I'm trying to figure out which version is it. The Jordan 12s. Everybody was wearing the 12s. It was in the late 90s or 2000s. Everybody was wearing the 12s, and I was like begging my parents to get myself the 12s because I really liked the design of those.
I was too poor.
Oh.
I know Jordan 1s are the most popular.
Lucky we had shoes.
It's funny because it's funny because it's like most of the. It's funny because it's like most of the fan art I look at. Whenever anybody draws sneakers, the most common ones they go to is Jordan 1s. The first Jordans. So
very iconic. They're iconic.
Very iconic. Yeah, they are very iconic.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
I wear Adidas. They fit my feet.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you all this. One of the greatest commercials is Jordan's Gatorade commercial.
Hey, give me the screen for a second, please. These
look at those.
Are amazing. These were worth the price.
Whoa.
And Adidas South Park.
Wow, look at that. Hey.
I love sneakers, man. I love fresh kicks, man.
You got the towel version.
These are the towel versions of. They're made out of towel. Look at that. Look at how you're a dirty towel. No, it's the theme to Funky Town.
All right. Okay. Good night, Valkyrie. Good night.
Oh, good night, Valkyrie.
Good night, Valkyrie.
Good night. See you later, alligator.
I'm just saying,
go yell.
Listen,
cool.
Listen. I still think, if you can share my screen, just for saying, I still think this is one of the best commercials ever. Sorry.
That's a good one.
Nice shot.
Oh.
I love that.
See what you can do now.
Let's go, man.
Don't smile, kid.
How much you want? All day.
Oh, gotta stay down on that.
I got that.
You got what? That's a youngster for you.
Just when you thought it was safe to come
Go outside.
I like the Charles Barkley one too.
I know, right?
I am no role model.
Had enough?
Well, look here, sucker. You reach, I teach.
We'll see.
Lesson just started. That's good.
Could have done.
You should have done.
You should have done.
But I love that ending. I love this.
Hey, Mike.
What?
Who's got next?
Yeah, North Carolina.
I love that. Love that. Love that.
Tar Heels. Oh yeah.
North Carolina.
Well, yeah, that's where I grew up in. I grew up in North Carolina and Indiana. So I was a big Larry Bird fan and a big Michael Jordan. I would freaking worship those guys. Yeah.
Two of the biggest shit talkers on the freaking court.
Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
Is it Indiana where what's his name? That coach. Bobby
Knight. Bobby
Knight.
Knight. The general.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got into a bit of trouble. I liked him though. I liked his way.
I liked I saw the one Saturday Night Live episode where they had him after he came out of it was on a weekend update after he came out of anger management. The guy started talking about all the crap he did wrong as a sports fan, and he's just laughing, and he has a pencil in his hand. He breaks it, and then he gets a cup of water, and then it shatters. And he's like, you know what I want to do? He grabs the guy's necktie. He's like, hey, we're live. Oh.
Yeah, he was one of those first like kind of canceled guys. You know what I mean? When it started, like he was one of the first ones that, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. And they just kind of started seeing it happen continuously after that with other people. Yeah. I'm gonna finally put some color on here. Darn it! You all right?
Yeah, but
R.I.P.
Take bigger hits.
Yeah.
No, I'm just taking a fiber pill. Probably doesn't have enough water. I prefer gummies.
Yeah, me too.
Metamucils.
Yeah, I gotta go back on my diet because I gotta go back. I don't know why, but I gained. I want to lose the weight I gained in Easter because the weight I gained in during the winter. So I gotta go back on my diet. So yeah, I'm gonna.
That's right. Chris Rock isn't it? Never mind.
Isn't what?
No, Air.
Okay.
Chris Tucker. No, Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker is, yeah.
I love Chris Tucker.
I can't believe that. I can't believe they're trying to make people who are on Twitter. These Twitter freaks are trying to find fault in Air. It's a period. It's a period piece, and they're like, oh, it's a white man taking advantage of a poor black family.
Except that's all based on a true story, though.
Yeah. And plus, it was a gamble.
It was. That's what people are saying. It's like this is like this. That Aaron's like this generation's Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, it was a gamble altogether because if they did the shoe and Michael Jordan wasn't as good as they said, then he was out of he would be ruined.
Job. Exactly. I was gonna mess up his career.
Yeah. No. I mean, you think that anybody would want to hire him? Want to hire him after he swore on everything that Michael Jordan would be the greatest basketball player?
You talk about luck. You talk about just like luck.
Yeah,
Man.
I even saw the 30 for 30 about this, and he said he wanted to. Michael Jordan actually wanted to have it North Carolina colors with.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Yeah, with white and baby blue.
That would have been sick. Let me look for that.
But they said that they wanted it to stand out, so why don't we just make them black and red, black with red, black or red on black?
Some of those, I think it's like 130. Like for Jordan 1s in the Tar Heels colors, I think it's like 130.
Yeah,
130 for a set. Those are sick though. That color scheme is sick.
Yeah, the white on baby blue. So baby blue on white
color scheme.
Yeah, a lot of people he wanted it.
But you add that black on top though.
Yeah,
add a little bits of black too.
Yeah, but this guy put
navy blue.
Yeah, he put a lot on. He put a lot on the line for this shoe to be successful, and he would actually went to his mother. He went to his both his parents, and he said that he could feel that Michael Jordan can be the greatest basketball player of all time. He could make history, and he wants people to. And he would want people to be part of history if they bought his shoe. And he even told them that he would give them some of the money that they would make for every shoe sold.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right,
so,
he was.
I mean, it's just a great story. It's just a great story, and I mean, like. How is that bad? How is that bad? It's a guy who's taking a chance on a kid who he believes that could skyrocket his career.
It was more than that. It was taking a chance on a kid who would end up actually being the GOAT.
Yeah,
the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and it just boggles the mind with these Twitter freaks that how they flip through these mental gymnastics to try to find offense to everything. Like earlier in the stream, you weren't here. I talked about the Warhammer 10th edition trailer, and this one gaming company. They said that it was racist, and people asked, "How was it racist?" And he's like, "It's white men in space armor shooting a bunch of aliens." And
you're seeing that you're seeing that with the same argument that when people try to compare orcs to black people, it's like the only people seeing this is you. So and you guys are the real racists here. Sorry.
Yeah, and these are actually tyrannids. They're more like vicious insectoid creatures that will consume biomass to create more tyrannids, and their goal is to basically consume all forms of mass in the galaxy,
right?
And take it over. They're like parasites they're like the Zergs in StarCraft.
I think the problem is that you're showing. I think the problem is that it depicts basically them. It's basically showing them a reflect. It's a mirror.
Yeah,
that's what they want at. You know what I mean? It's like showing. Yeah, you're basically turning on the sunlight. It's a You're basically showing them a mirror themselves. It's like, yeah, that's how you guys are.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's I heard this same thing with the joke when Joker came out. They were they were so convinced it was going to be in this movie that sparked an incel uprising, but when it came out, everybody liked it. Everybody liked it, but
the movie
except
did
for
$1 billion without China's help. If that's not a gigantic FU to everybody, every detractor, I don't know what is. Plus, it's just like I'm like,
and it held up a mirror. So
I'm like,
well, go ahead, man.
It's like, you really think the audience is like that? It's like, no, this shit ain't 20. This ain't 2012, man. This ain't 2012 when that incident happened when that shooting happened at Aurora, Colorado. This isn't that, okay? It's honestly disgusting that you would even think about comparing that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is completely off topic.
Uh-huh.
But I just was looking through my I clicked my I remember during the live stream I was on the other day, Roman's show.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking comic books. I was getting really excited, so I started going on to, because you can't buy comic books here at like a shop, right? We don't have. We've got like one store in Tokyo that you could go to, and then nothing else. Just people with their personal collections. And I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to start checking Yahoo auctions." And during the stream, I went on 3 different auctions, thinking that I wasn't going to get them all, and I just got all 3 of them. Whoops. I'm going to justify this. I was just going to tell you, I got Uncanny X-Men number 251 and 252.
Okay.
Oh.
For 800 yen, $8.
Wow.
Nice.
I don't know the condition they're going to be in, but I think that's a win. And then I got Hellboy. I got 3 of those for like $10. And what else did I get? And I got Cloak and Dagger, an 8-volume set for $18. Like really, really old ones. Like the issues number 1 through 8. Cloak and Dagger. Yeah. So I was quite happy with that.
They are rebooting Hellboy, right?
The film series. I don't know.
I think they were going to reboot Hellboy, but after the last time,
after the last one, I think it was like from 2019. So yeah, I remember that. I completely forgot about that because I might go straight into the Perlman Hellboy films.
Yeah. He didn't even get to have a third one,
right?
Kind of like Andrew Garfield didn't even get to have a third Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, technically he did.
Well, with
No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
Yeah, but they do say that Sony did say that they're going to have Andrew Garfield in Venom 3.
That'd be cool. I mean, I like No Way Home, but man, if they could only have secured Tom Hardy for the entirety of the movie, we would have had the fucking Sinister Six. You know?
Yeah.
Come on, they were one friggin' bad guy away from the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You know, it was because I was like, No Way Home, like completely like revitalized, because like everybody's as excited everybody was for Tobey Maguire to return. A lot of people were really excited to see Andrew Garfield's Peter was completely redeemed in my eyes, like completely 100%. I was like, I loved every single moment he was on screen.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that Amazing Spider-Man 2 had, the problem with Amazing Spider-Man 2 was
ASM 2 was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
They introduced too many villains at the same time.
Yeah, they made that mistake that Spider-Man 3 did, and it was just like, you're bringing in Dane DeHaan, you're bringing in the death of Gwen Stacy almost at the very end, and it makes no sense when it just made no sense at all.
Yeah. Oh god!
And it did a great job. It did a great job of redeeming Jamie Foxx's Electro as well.
Yeah.
All for except one line.
Yeah.
All except one line. I was like,
what was that one line?
Like
that line. We know.
I can't remember.
What was the line? It was you thought because when Jane Fox and Andrew Garfield's character meets up and is like he thought it's like the whole time you thought he was black. I was like he was like there's probably a black Spider-Man, gonna be black guy playing Spider-Man out there. And some of them was like, okay guys, we get it. You're gonna bring Miles Morales into this.
Oh yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Miles in No Way Home. That would have been a great way to dovetail him into the tapestry of the overstory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
You're literally having a multiverse thing going on. And that I just saw that as a missed opportunity. I know you like they pull Peter from somewhere, so of course the spell took you literally. So that's yet. I don't know. I think they're
because I was like, okay, guys, I know you're gonna allude that Miles is coming to the MCU at some point. I know he's coming. You guys don't have to be that on the know. I was like, y'all good guys could have been a little more subtle about that. I was like,
yeah. But you guys talking about the death of Gwen Stacy just reminded me of what Zeb Wells is up to. Is bringing up.
Now, I saw Purchase. I didn't see Purchase video. I'm gonna see that later, but it's saying that's like this is gonna be the most hated Spider-Man run.
Yeah,
like even more so than One More Day.
Or the Clone Saga.
Clone Saga, yeah.
It's like with the entire thing. It's like he brought it up. Like I was thinking of the exact same thing. This is just torture porn, and
no.
What someone brought up at his comic book is like this would have worked better with Daredevil instead of Spider-Man.
Oh, sorry, Kenzo. See you later, man.
Kenzo.
Come on next time. Yeah. Have a good Easter. We missed you.
Yeah.
We need our Aussie animator. Yeah. We need Kenzo to start animating stuff for Jinja.
Oh yeah, and last time you did you said you were gonna hook me up with my picture later. What happened?
Yeah.
Did you not feel good about it?
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to Kenzo. Yeah. No, he said he was illustrating me during the stream, and he was gonna hit me up with it later.
Make it happen.
This whole thing is leading. This whole Spider-Man arc. Like Wes predicts that it's leading up to Wes and Weird Science comic books. They're predicting that this is leading up to the death of Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
And
sure, what else can you do with the character? Kill her and bring her back.
Yeah, because you can't have them together. You can't have, I really.
Maybe they'll follow suit from the movies and kill off Aunt May. For good.
Yeah,
this time.
It's just that this isn't typical Parker look. This is just torture. Like
this is
everybody's like, everybody who comes into Amazing Spider-Man except for Chip Zdarsky, we're like, let's see how much torture I can put Peter Parker through before we can replace him.
To be fair, Nick Spencer, the guy behind Secret Empire, when he was on Spider-Man, the first thing he did was bring Peter and Mary Jane back together.
Yeah,
I am very thankful for him for doing that. I really am, because
Nick Spencer completely redeemed himself in my eyes.
Yeah, he did redeem himself with that. I was like,
with his arc, with his run up of Amazing Spider-Man.
It was fun. It was like, okay, this is everything that it was like, okay, it's back to what what it should be, and it doesn't feel it. It feels like legit Spider-Man in some ways.
And when Zeb Wells took over, it was like, let's torture Peter until let's torture Peter.
That's what you do to your protagonists.
But this isn't the type of torture.
Yeah, but it doesn't really grow though. But it doesn't show any growth to the character. I think I actually grow and improve. It's like, but it doesn't. I would agree with you on that, Eric. I really would, but I don't. But I just think it's just that they have this. This is porn. This is prawn to them that they just don't want Peter to be happy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all they want. They just don't want him to be happy.
With Daredevil, it works.
To actually grow.
Because you have to balance his Parker luck with a little bit of happiness. You mean, like, he might not get the happiness he
some
wants,
of it, but every time he get, but it's a case where every time he gets it, they just want to take that away.
Yeah, and then I feel like they keep on they'll keep on torturing him until they're like, okay, let's replace him with someone more inclusive and diverse.
Yeah, there's like,
at least if you look at it this way, they have no choice in that matter. They have to be they're compelled. You know, they have absolutely no choice. They have to do that. That's been chosen for them by their higher ups.
How much you want to bet that Spider Boy isn't a white guy under that mask?
Who cares? It could be anyone. The best thing that they could do is keep the mask on that character and never reveal who's under that. That would be
man. I'm sorry. It's just
that's a rip. Spider Boy
cares what Dan Slott does. He doesn't care what you think. Why do you care what Dan Slott writes or thinks? He does not care about you, your needs, you as a fan. I mean, you're disposable to Dan Slott. Dan Slott has proven time and time again that fans do not matter. I mean,
not matter.
It does, you know.
Yeah. Am I the only one who
he's just such a
accidentally calls him
miserable fat
Dan
piece
Slut?
of crap? I'm sorry.
I always call him Dan Slut.
I call him Dan Slot.
I remember we call him Slotto Bloctavius. I call him Slotty Pippin.
I call him Dan Sloth because after I heard Neon call him that Clownfish TV.
I'm like, dude, I'm just like, you're just so miserable, and it's just like you're just gonna spend the rest of your life being this miserable.
And
you
this
just want to project it on everybody else.
Yeah, and this is the thing with I mean, things like that would work with Daredevil because. Frank Miller did it. I think Frank Miller did it best with Born Again.
Born Again is going to be butchered to hell.
Yeah. I'm not even paying it. I'm paying zero mind to it. You know what? I'll say it like Netflix Daredevil was really good, but it was
great.
Hard to watch. It was so over the top violent. I mean, it was so full of cringe for me. I mean, just like I get it. It was a great space to share those kind of that Marvel Max flavor. I love those Marvel Max comics of the early 2000s. Yeah. Those were great. Alias and Bendis' Alias and Bendis' Daredevil. They almost had identical panels and identical story beats and some crossover moments, especially between Jessica, Luke, bodyguarding.
I would do you one better. More than just Marvel Max, man. Just having those elements of Marvel Knights.
Yeah,
like
Marvel
straight up Marvel Knights. Because I have one. Yeah, because it's like that's what I was hoping that personally. That's what I was hoping that the Black Widow film was going to be, was kind of an adaptation of Marvel Knights.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and it some of my favorite comic books are Marvel Knights, especially with one of them was
Blade.
No, one of them was a team up between Daredevil and Spider-Man, where they were basically this like mystical bubble it takes is in Manhattan, and Spider-Man, and it's like an end of level threat by this Warlock and Owl. And Spider-Man and Daredevil are the only ones in it and they're basically street level heroes. The Avengers are out, and the Fantastic Four are outside trying to figure out how to get in there. And it at the end, it took the lowliest of heroes to save the day. I mean, I always like that because they rise to the adversity, and they will do this. I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, these are the type of heroic stories people love, and Marvel and current day Marvel seems to have forgotten to write about. I mean, how many Hellfire Galas do we need?
As many as you can pay for.
All they're doing is
don't get Eric off on the Krakoa stuff, man.
Oh, I'll be back when they come back to the friggin' mansion in the danger room.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Bring it back home, and I'll come home.
Yeah, I'm saying all they're doing is paying celebrities to use their likenesses, and then they're also paying their fashion designers to put the X-Men in these gaudy, awful costumes.
Yeah.
And my co-host went to an art school. So yeah.
What did Mads think about those costumes?
She liked them more than we did. She liked them way more than we did. But she did. There was an incident where she did storm off because we were insulting it. The costumes real bad. But yeah, she didn't like them more than we did. But yeah, it's just I think that some of them are really cool, but I just like, what's the point of all this? Yeah. Like seriously, what is the point of all this? Because it feels like there's no point.
Yeah.
That's where I see it with the whole Hellfire Gala. It's like, what's the point? I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's like something that's really cool and stuff. But I'm like, is there a reason behind this? Is there a point behind this? It's like
to show off that men can wear dresses too.
Okay, if it's like nothing matters. There's nothing that's gonna.
Plus, you got like Teenie Howard trying to restart her own storyline with Captain Britain after it had been canceled twice already.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started because
And on top of that,
I'm sorry. I screw T.D. Howard because.
Who is that?
Because
good question, James.
Simply because I put Black Cat as my favorite girl in Marvel. The next the runner-ups are Rogue and Psylocke.
Yeah.
You ruined Psylocke for me. You ruined that
James,
for me.
If you can get your hands on this comic book, it came out last week, 2 weeks ago. You've heard, hopefully you've heard everyone talking about it.
Clobbering time.
This was so much fun. It
really?
is,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It stands alone. It's getting an issue 2. Its art is amazing. It's
the crossover, yeah.
This is just fun. I haven't bought a Marvel comic book in ages, but everyone could not shut up about this, and it was so good. And so, there we go. So, yeah, Clobbering Time #1 by Steve Scroce and colors by Brian Valenza. So Steve Scroce wrote, drew, and inked this, and it's really good comic book.
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to tell?
Y'all ruined Psylocke for me.
Yeah. Who wants to tell?
Well, yeah, Betsy Braddock is Psylocke. I mean, or she was Psylocke before she got her Asian body.
And
she was just purple and had that frock, and then then she started wearing
I'm just saying, nothing wrong with being half British, half Asian. Okay, come on.
And then on top of that, they switched her sexuality for no reason.
No, for modernity's sake, because we learned this in college.
They basically pulled a Tim Drake.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is but that's just bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. I mean, you look at the
she's theirs now. You can't take no takesies backsies.
You look at
their bigot.
You look at
and that's the argument. You're a bigot. No, what the hell are you going on about? You stole this character from me.
Please explain to me how I'm a bigot. Okay.
When did Rachel Summers become her girlfriend? When did she change her name to Prestige?
We got him off. Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't care. To be honest,
I actually like one of my favorite story arcs. One of my favorite X-Men love stories is the one between Psylocke and Angel. And that's because in one series back in the 90s, the Uncanny X-Men, I forget the name, I forget the number, because Psylocke fought Sabretooth, and Sabretooth almost killed her. Angel and Wolverine went on this mystic journey to save her soul. And Angel basically went to hell and back again to save her. And on top of that, and when Angel was, and through one time, Angel was afraid of commitment, so she left him.
Yeah.
Because she saw that she was going to die soon, and Angel was afraid of commitment, and he didn't know she was going to die. She ended up dying in Extreme X-Men.
I'm trying to look up a list of Warren Worthington the Third's girlfriends, because Angel is a fucking cape chaser.
Yeah,
he's got so many. Dazzler, Psylocke,
Husk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Husk. That was famous.
But this is one thing. When she was resurrected, Angel devoted himself to her because he didn't want to lose her again. They were together until the Krakoa era.
I liked Phantom X as a character. He's one of my favorite new 21st century X-Men characters.
Yeah.
I loved the Grant Morrison run. I loved Phantom X's introduction. He's very pretentious. He's not even French, but he's got a French accent. And this is all in print, so we don't hear this. We only imagine it. And just, I think, I loved Grant Morrison introducing Phantom X, because that was a good character that stuck for a while.
Yeah.
Mysterious. There's things to unpack. He's got levels, and just, then remember he got split into 3 distinct personalities.
You just seemed like, I was like, damn, you guys really messed up a lot of characters, including Mr. Sinister. And I'm like,
yeah.
Mr. Sinister's better when he's simple.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I understand. Like, I got gay friends that love Mr. Sinister. And it's just like, because he is a bit, maybe he is like that, man.
Maybe
that, like,
he is
over the top, campy kind of like stereotype. Maybe like,
but it
Paul
works.
Lynde with
That's
superpowers.
Yeah.
But I think he works best when he's evil, and he's going to want to steal Scott and Jean to experiment on. That's all he wants, and shit like that.
Oh, for the future, Sinister knows what your future holds.
And everything just, I mean, I mean, what am I looking, what are we looking forward to now with what's his name? What's this? But what can we look forward to with, what's his name? The editor-in-chief that's still in
Jordan White?
Yeah, Jordan White.
Who's ukulele boy?
Sure,
I mean, afraid to say no to his writers.
Can't really say no to that. No, he can't.
It's that this is, unfortunately, I think we're seeing an experiment in storytelling, in corporate, storytelling offices. Like, okay, we have a commune. Okay, we're going to take the power. The editor is going to have a power sharing, especially with formerly marginalized communities and identities. This is important for them to have that kind of message, and that, because it's doing nothing to serve story. It's doing nothing to serve X-Men stories or X-Men fans. But that's not its intention.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
remember, guys, Jordan White was so desperate for a work girlfriend, hence why we got Heather Antos.
Sure, yeah. Then you had I was looking at an old comic book edited by both of them, Star Wars, Poe Dameron, art by Phil Noto in the first.
What was it? Dr. Aphra? Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I didn't get that one.
I'm kind of surprised Dr. Aphra hasn't been adapted into Disney Star Wars yet.
Indeed, yeah, because it's all the same. Yeah, they can pull from that IP. I mean, wouldn't that be great to see her show up in Ahsoka?
I wouldn't be. You know what? That would be actually the perfect timing for that. I didn't even think about that, but
I knew Vader too. Ahsoka, you know Anakin. Ahsoka, I knew Vader. Something like that.
The one person I want to see on current Star Wars is Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis. No, they couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean that's because it's a picking and choosing from the previous canon is like pay. It's all like we need to use the new stuff.
And by the way, I don't think. And by the way, we don't. By the way, don't think EA. Think Respawn. That's all Respawn for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Dark Forces, right? Or is that Cal Katarn? Cal Kestis is he's Dark.
Cal Kestis is a ginger.
Is Cal Kestis Dark Forces?
No, Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay.
Jedi
That was
Fallen Order.
that was Cal Katarn then, right?
Yeah, Cal Katarn. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. So many names, so much time, so many stories.
Like I said, yeah, thank Respawn for that, not EA.
Yeah.
So, but it's a shame we're not going to get another Titanfall though.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things is it sucks as a comic book fan is you want to read stories that are heroic, but they either want to be Frank Miller and deconstruct or no wait. Not Frank Miller.
I don't think the current writers want to be Frank Miller anymore because Frank Miller's problematic.
But I like to think that they don't want to be Tom King either.
They
sorry.
Tom. Okay, I'll tell you what. Tom. Why is Tom King? Tom King. He's got a hell of an agent.
He does.
Yeah, he's working this corporate system. He's like he sells copies. He does.
He does.
And that's his big strength. It's not his storytelling. It's his ability. That he's a hot hand. Remember Brad Meltzer back in the early aughts? He had a really hot hand. He was a novel writer, and he had a hot hand for about 4 or 5 years. He went from Identity Crisis to writing JLA for a few years, and just But then, there was they dropped him. And when was the last time you saw a Brad Meltzer comic book? It's been a while.
I already displaying my disdain for Tom King. So seeing him being involved in Gunn's DC, and it's like, are we going to get another deconstructionist take?
You're gonna see some kind of Tom King take on big screen. They're gonna. He's bankable. They have to use what they have, and unfortunately, Tom King is one of those ingredients in that kitchen. And,
you just want to make sure to let him know that this is the guy who successfully was able to get Batman off the top 50. He was
the thing is that a lot of these comic book writers want to be Alan Moore by deconstructing the heroes.
You can't.
And a lot of another one wants to spread message by using comic books as a soapbox. X-Men Green, anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with what's her name? Nature Girl.
Nature Girl. Yeah,
that was so messed up. I was like,
how is turning somebody into an eco-terrorist being a hero?
I don't. Well, look at Poison Ivy.
Just go after killing somebody. You just go to killing some just regular old guy in Vegas just because you saw a turtle dying of a plastic bag from his convenience store. What?
Maybe it's poking its finger. Maybe we're interpreting it wrong, though. Maybe it's poking. Maybe Duggan is pointing his finger in the eye of activism, and how you know what I mean. There could be that too. I mean, maybe we're jumping to the wrong conclusion.
I'm more off-putting by the fact that everybody was trying to that everybody in Krakow was trying to cover for her.
Yeah,
for her actions. I was like,
and the only thing that got them to try. That got them to try to capture her was when the oil companies decided to start suing the X-Men.
I'm sorry. If it were me, I probably would have executed her ass just so I could bring her back and execute her ass again. I'm just like, you do that shit again, you're staying dead permanently. Okay?
Yeah.
You do this shit,
it is just. I mean, the crap that we're seeing, with Tom Taylor's Superman, it's just.
I'm sorry.
I think that Tom Taylor King is a decent author and a decent man. Tom Taylor King can write any amount of superhero stories for the rest of my life. I want Tom Taylor King. day and night.
Tom Taylor can't like
I'm
that.
just kidding.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
on?
I'm sorry. You're Kal-El's son. You have the ability for ice breath and other abilities. Why are you fighting climate? Why are you protesting climate change?
You know, climate change would not exist on an Earth with Swamp Thing. Enough said.
Exactly.
This is mic drop.
Yes.
We have Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy for a reason.
You know, these are utopias. I believe that every prime Earth 616 and
I know,
Earth
right?
0 are utopias.
And you think about you we're joking, but in reality, no, you're actually right, because you think about it, it's like, why would you protest climate change in a world where Swamp Thing and Poison
there's
Ivy
no climate
exist?
change there. There is,
Because
I mean, it's
Also-
a utopia.
also
Yeah,
because there's no way. Yeah, because I assume that in the DC universe, it's very, very much environmentally friendly. It's been made so everything is so environmentally friendly now because of them.
And it's also the
They wouldn't let that shit slide. They I'm just saying, Pamela Isley and Swamp Thing would not let that kind of stuff slide.
And on top of that, one of the I remember one of the signs that a student was holding up is "There's no planet B."
right.
And that's bullshit.
Well, I think that was a play
at the end
on
of these.
But that's an obvious. But it's an obvious satire of there is no plan B for that kind of placard sign that is common that these kind of. But so I can see that being a play on words, some kind of cultural touchstone. Like you know what I mean? There's some kind of there's a bit of cultural literacy involved with that sign. I get it though, because there is an infinite amount of Earths. We just bought Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, the Infinite Earths are back. It's no longer a local multiverse of 52.
Yeah,
it's infinite now.
I'm just wondering when
but it diminishes it though. It just diminishes everything. I'm kind of with Eric. I'm kind of with Eric, where it's just like the multiverse stuff is just an excuse now, and it's just like it's not really nothing. Just doesn't seem to matter. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Worlds without consequences, world without ends.
Yeah, if it had consequences, then I would.
Well, I think multiverses are interesting when they're the divergent point is a consequence. Like Batman Red Rain. In order to beat Dracula, Batman had to sacrifice his humanity and become a vampire. And now he is, and so it just sprung out from Red Rain. That's a fascinating interpretation of Batman, in my humble opinion. I love that.
How do you explain? Let me ask you this: how do you explain the whole death metal event?
Batman.
It was a crisis event without being called a crisis event.
Yeah,
it definitely was. It was billed as an anti-crisis, which makes it a crisis because they've involved the word crisis in a Dan DiDio who is like literally crisis crazy. And that was
there was only like two stories that I really liked from that event, and that was the obvious one is Red Death. I actually did like that Red Death, and then when he became Aquawoman
right, that was interesting too.
That was interesting because
there was a Superboy Prime issue, one shot that I would like to pick up. I hear it's pretty good, and it almost redeems him, I guess. I mean, Superboy Prime's one of my favorite.
God, I remember Superboy Prime.
Yeah. Oh, I could talk about him for days. I mean, I love him in like the Blackest Night stuff because he's in because after his banishment, he gets banished on Earth Prime and in his mother's basement, and everyone in his life has been reading the DC comic books, so they know what he's been doing. And such a dick that he's become and murderous, and now he's back living in his mom's basement on the internet. It's a really, and that was like 2008, so it's not mocking us.
It's not,
not mocking fandom.
Like one of the things, Jay, I saw the issue of the video that just recently that just some guy put up about Captain Marvel being canceled, and that was the thing. That's the thing. Nobody gave a shit. I mean, the people you're trying to for Captain Marvel, the audience you're trying to get with the Captain Marvel comics are busy reading manga.
The book's been rebooted at least 15, 16 times at this point.
Yeah.
Like for new number ones, and it's like they'll get the sales in the first new number one reissue, but then it just falls off a cliff afterwards. It's just like it's just like that how they continuously how they would reboot Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. You know,
well, it's funny because
new number ones, but then.
Well, since I started like grading my comics and going through my back issues, it's because I someone like Yul Carter from Fantastic Comics and his channel, he's amazing. He's a comic book shop owner and he shares his anecdotes and point of view with us. It's not issues number one that really boost in value. It's first appearances.
Yeah,
those are the ones that will get. I paid $25 a couple of weeks ago for a Daredevil 176 just because I had it as a kid, but it was like that's the first appearance of Stick, and it's like, oh, that's why it was so much. I'm like, oh, I remember this issue. It's like I thought it was like Elektra killing the hand leader. I was like, no. This is the first appearance
Stick.
A Stick, which is heavy. It's fucking Stick.
It's stuck.
Thinking about number one.
He just snorted.
Number one.
He just snorted.
I did.
Speaking about number one,
these issues number one.
Teeny Howard's Captain Britain didn't even break the top 50.
Good.
But Teeny Howard's number one of Captain Britain didn't even break the top 50.
This is for James, and I'm reading this from, you guessed it, the Wiki. All right.
Thank you.
Go for it. Go.
Born in 1985, is an American comic book writer. She is best known for her work on X-Men titles, namely Excalibur, as well as Boom Studios' Power Rangers titles. I didn't know that. It was announced in mid-October in 2021 she'd be taking over Catwoman at DC Comics, starting with issue number 39. She was the winner of Top Cow's Talent Hunt in 2013, and and she's done IDW, Marvel, and just a little bit of an Oni Press. She's done Rick and Morty comics. And
I know who you're talking about.
Was it before they merged with Lion Force, and then they basically just went off
pretty much?
I remember that entire controversy.
Crap. Hang on, I gotta get one of the dogs. They're suffering separation anxiety.
Okay, so she did Power Ranger comics and for Boom Studios, and I know that people sing praises about that Boom Studios run of Power Rangers. And what else has she done? Can you read that wiki again?
Read the wiki. Hold on one second.
Wiki.
Oh, I'm on a different page. Teeny Howard. I'm at the Power Rangers wiki, and I'm trying to find where she wrote Power Rangers. But let's see. She wrote. Let me back up here. And while we're waiting for Eric to bring up the page, now's a good time to invest in Anti-Steampunk Western. No, you
not written by Teeny Howard. Not written by Teeny Howard.
Not written by Teeny Howard.
Yes, if you haven't invested in Anti-Steampunk Western, please do now on Indiegogo. It's on in demand for the low cost of $35, excluding shipping and handling.
Mailed to you in a Gemini mailer
today while they're still available. Hot off the press. Writer Thomas Stenger. Illustrator, artist, and designer James Harris, the Jinja Ninja. And letterer, yes.
Yeah, you see, yeah.
A little bit of everything.
IDW, she did Asanistas, collecting Assassinistas numbers 1 through 6, illustrated by Gilbert Hernandez. That's from 2018. Youth Nuts, Ground Control. Let's see, for Marvel Comics, Agent Conan. She did an Agent Conan book in 2019. Thanos, Zero Security, Death's Head, and the Death's Heads was I remember the British one. Strike Force, Excalibur, issues 1 through 26. So that was 2 solid years of work. You know what I mean? On one title. Empire X-Men #1 with Jonathan Hickman, Knights of X, X of Swords, and
I remember X of Swords. I remember those.
And then Oni Press, Rick and Morty. from 2017 to 2019, and and a couple of Rick and Morty one shots. So yeah, between issues 33 and 54, she had a lot of work on Rick and Morty on Oni Press.
Can we have a wiki on what's the name, Megan Fitzmartin?
I mean, she could do fantasy, but I don't think she could do superhero.
I'm sorry.
Aw.
It's just her and what's her name, T. Franklin. Those two are complete hacks.
Yeah. Especially T.
She doesn't
Franklin
have a wiki page.
She just she put herself.
She wrote for Supernatural. Megan Fitzmartin.
Yeah, she's a TV writer. Yeah,
Supernatural as an executive assistant to showrunner Andrew Dabb in 2016. Her first writing credit on Supernatural is season 14, episode 15, Peace of Mind. She wrote the teleplay, and that's. So this TV people.
And my co-host Mads Malver, she's a huge fan of Supernatural. So
cool.
Yeah, I used to watch. I watched Supernatural a lot too. I mean, it was interesting because I'm into cryptids and mythology and everything. So it was interesting to see their take on it, not on certain cryptids.
In Supernatural,
Studying a Brave Megatron is speaking here. I have the first appearance of. I'm sorry, I can't read right now.
Atrocitus in the emotional
spectrum.
What's that? Is that GL number 25? Green Lantern Volume 3, number 25, Jeff Johns. And I've been going through all that series of Green Lantern a lot lately in my long boxes because that's like my wheelhouse. It was great because even early in that Jeff Johns volume, he was laying little Easter eggs for 4 years leading up to the Blackest Night event. It was really cool. Yeah,
the foundations.
Yeah, but I was surprised. I've been trying to find the first appearance of Atrocitus, a first appearance of Larfleeze, the Blue Lanterns, and Atrocitus. That's a big one. No pun intended.
Do you remember that? How when? Do you guys remember how when they started the New 52, they had Superman and Lois not be married anymore?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was they did a different take of him. I think it was during Action Comics #1. They went
and who was Superman's romantic love interest? It was Wonder Woman in the New 52.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. During the Justice League, I remember.
They gave us the fans. People have been begging for that. They've been shipping that before the term shipping became legit vocabulary. We're always like, and Frank Miller actually does a really good Superman Wonder Woman relationship in his Dark Knight Returns books.
Yeah,
right.
Really, I really like that. I love his Wonder Woman. She's so feminine and also so kind of mean and and also motherly. Oh, great job.
Yeah. But then they actually decided to make them a couple again because I don't know.
What? I guess what in the current run right now?
Well, New 52. Actually, that Superman died, and he shares his power. So therefore, creating the Chinese Superman. But also about that time when that Superman dies, immediately from the Dan Jurgens Lois and Clark issues, post Convergence comes the pre-Flashpoint post-crisis Superman, of who is in his mid-30s, married to Lois Lane of his world, and have John Kent, their 8-year-old son. And that's how they brought all that in, and that's what happened with Rebirth.
I think that's one of the biggest blunders that DC has done in recent years is John, because you had an absolute gold mine with Super Sons.
Of course.
Super Sons was a
gold
mine.
Back.
Everybody loved it.
They rapid aged Bart Allen during Infinite Crisis, and it stuck for 2 years. And he had his own Flash. He had his own Flash title for 1 year, and they reversed that pretty quickly by Final Crisis in 2008, 2009. They brought Bart Allen back as Kid Flash in his ideal age of about 12 or 13.
They basically beat him to death when he was the Flash.
Right. The Rogues, got their way. They got to kill a Flash. But then Wally West came back with a vengeance looking for the Rogues. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that?
Oh,
what was the Tom King book with Wally?
Heroes in Crisis.
Heroes in Crisis. Yeah. A complete, for me personally, a complete waste of Clayton Clayman's artwork. God, that's phenomenal.
Mitch Gerard's too. I mean,
Mitch Gerard's as well.
Wonderful artists. I mean, it was a beautiful looking comic book.
Yes.
But story wise, it was
horrible.
And talk about a book needing a trigger warning. About to see Wally kill himself with a future self of his nailed me in the feels, but a reverse feels. We might call that triggering. I felt that as like DC not even putting a help number in a suicide scene. Are you kidding me? I mean, I just felt that was
required
that would have required knowing what they're doing could be provocative.
Suicide prevention hotline.
I mean, not even that. That's what got me more than Tom King's glibness. I guess I pissed off some Wally West fans. It's a quote.
To be fair, I know that that's always been kind of a trouble thing that they the way DC handles Wally West, they've had issues with that, right? From what I'm hearing,
the recent Flash by Jeremy Adams, that they've returned to formula, to what works best is the Flash that I've been buying all year, since last year, fits tonally with the rest of my Flash collection from these magazines from 30 years ago. It's the same Wally West. It's Wally and Linda, and it's Wally, Linda, and their kids. And so there's elements we can see it in hindsight now, but there's elements of Pixar's The Incredibles in this family dynamic of superheroes.
Nice.
And it's fun, and it's supposed to be charming, and it's supposed to have tension. Of course, we put our heroes through hell to get the tension that drives the stories. And but Wally's back. Yeah, Wally's been healed.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
He's back.
Yeah,
it's safe to read Flash now. Any Flash by Jeremy Adams, please. I mean, this is Wes from Thinking Critical and Doc and Yule. They all got me to get off my high horse and buy a couple of comic books, new ones, and it was Jeremy Adams' The Flash that helped get me back.
Nice.
It's good whenever people are out there, and I remember listening to, I don't know if it was on that one or not, where people are just saying, hey, if people are out there really trying to make good comics, you gotta support them, because they're doing the fight that we want them to do. So hey, support them, show them that we appreciate show them with our wallet that we appreciate it, and show them with our wallet that we don't appreciate it. You know what I mean? I guess.
I mean, the Zeb Wells run I've been reading. I've been reading it. I've been reading it from a pirated site, because I'm not going to
Good. I'm telling
the high seas of the internet. Ahoy!
I mean, if Chip Zdarsky would, I hate.
I respect. To be fair, Benito, I respect your boy Zach. And for every time he reviews a book and he says he actually buys the book, but he gets he has these. I respect that. It's
he's not going to review a book that he didn't pay for. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, honor among thieves.
That's very honorable. Yeah. I respect that completely.
I like how he says, my Comixology one sucks, so I like the image on the pirate looks so much better.
Yeah, you have to use it, because Comixology is so bad.
But the thing is that some of these creators hate the fans so much that I am like, dude, you want my money, yet you give me the attitude where I hate you so much I wouldn't even piss on you if you were on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But how is that going to make me want to? How is that going to make me want to buy your stories? Be invested in your stories.
I'm looking at you, Dan Slott, Donnie Cates, Alyssa Wong, Greg Pack. I mean, how am I supposed to want to buy your?
I was gonna say what Bandito said kind of reminds me of that SpongeBob episode where you got the corporate guys buying the Krusty Krab, and it's like I used to look up to you, but after what I'm seeing, I wouldn't even spit in your direction.
Ew.
Krusty Krabs are made with love, not on a conveyor belt.
Hey, boys! I put in the private chat, but I'm gonna wrap things
I think
up
I need
here
to get moving too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at the end of my my gas tank has run out.
And you're looking good here.
Your cuppeth has filled.
Oh, well, thank you. It's
like the tusks.
It's
dangerous.
Oliphant.
It's great.
There we go. We got some archers there. There's some archers there. There's one more over here.
Dude,
look at that. And there's a guy falling off the elephant as well. Ah!
Of course.
And he's got the Star Wars. What's that called? That scream called?
The Wilhelm
scream.
Thank you.
Wilhelm. Yeah.
I love that scream.
Yeah,
I laugh at it every time.
That was actually from a '60s movie. They just keep using it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they keep using it.
It was more famous than Star Wars.
Bruce says he uses that as like his alarm clock.
All right, boys. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. We'll start up at the top with Mr. Eric O'Sullivan, Sully himself.
Hey there.
There we go.
Hi, everyone. Reverend Sully, ordained on the internet 25 years ago. I'm an ordained minister, and I'm spiritual, and I find purpose through gratitude. And I share this a technique and a model daily through weekdays and work weeks. I do a gratitude list, and it's helped me gain more insight and more purpose. And I look to pay this forward to anyone that feels like they need it. I also make daily content about comic books, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. We sit, take a break, and talk about comic books just for a few minutes every day, and it's pretty nice. And you're welcome to join us. And thank you so very much, James, for having me on. It's good to see Juan. Good to see you, Makini. Good to see Grant. Good to see Kenzo. Good to see Witcher. And then the chat. Good to see everyone in the chat. And thank you.
Awesome, dude. As always, thank you so much for.
Let's get Eric to 1,000. Let's get monetized. Man.
Woo! It's gonna happen.
I don't see how it hasn't happened yet. I thought that you were way
getting
over
there.
Yeah,
it is getting there. And also, check out James's Indiegogo. I put the link in the chat.
Poster back there.
Thank you, Captain Fandom Nerd.
Oh,
thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Nerd. Thank you.
IDIC.
Thank you, Captain. Yes.
Stuff.
All right, we'll go with Makini. We'll go with you next.
Wait. Don't you put Bandito before me though?
Well, I was just going in kind of order. I was just kind of going in order like this.
All right. I am.
Well, here we go. Oh, there we go. But
all right.
All right. I am Makini 90, artist, German illustrator. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Jinja Ninja Sunday Jinja Ninja streams. We got that. By the way, guys, this is coming together. I'm absolutely loving this right now. I feel like I'm putting so much more detail in. It's like I'm adding so much into it. It's like, what's in the flats here? It's like you take the flats out, you see so much in there. You see like, wow, it's like, oh, it's like here, 1, 2, there you go. It's all flat. But then slowly, each layer, it just comes together in this absolutely lovely piece. I'm loving it. I'm having fun with this, guys. I want to say thank you, everybody, for basically blowing my Twitter up. So because I'm getting new followers every like other minute now. No, but I'm loving this approach. So you guys have made, and you guys are amazing for that. I will not be doing a show today. I think it's just because of Easter, and I don't think a lot of people will want to. Unless you guys really, show of hands, who really wants me to go live today?
You should enjoy the holiday.
Yeah. We'll take a Sunday
Everyone's
off.
got the day off.
Yeah, we'll take it as a holiday. So no show today. So we will see you guys back here next Sunday. Makini Live is coming soon, and I'll be back to making time-lapse videos in my sketch diaries once again as well. So stay tuned off of that. We are working our way towards 2,000 subscribers by the 3-year anniversary at the end of August. So I'm gonna be grinding it out, and I'm gonna be really putting in the work for it. So, and I thank you everybody here. Thank you everybody to all my subs, to all my followers, to all my channel members as well. You guys have been absolutely amazing. And thank you as always, Jinja, Bandito, and of course Eric O'Sullivan for letting me be on here for another Sunday with y'all. And of course, shout out to everybody in the lovely chat, our regulars, Kenzo, the lovely Witcher Fox, and so much more. Thank you.
Thank you, Makini, and thank you also for what you showed us earlier and
hello,
shouting us out in there.
You are
well.
part of exactly. You're part of the Makini Live production crew there. You know, creative directors.
Hey, all right.
I feel
so.
special.
Now we're gonna move over here to Mr. Bandito Bane.
Hey. This is Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd and the Warhammer nerd, and here is the end product. Commissar Fredo Lasco. I think he came out very nice.
Cool.
All right.
A little fuzzy.
I mainly do unboxings, and I mainly help ask for help to write my comic book. Angry Canadian is helping, and so is Jinja. And as soon as I get out of this writer's funk, I'll hopefully get some progress done. But until then, I'm going to be reviewing Warhammer novels and Warhammer books as well. Warhammer novels and Warhammer models as well. You could look me up on my YouTube channel. You could also look me up on Twitter at Bandito Bane, also on Facebook and Instagram. So thank you very much for having me, and remember, keep playing and God bless.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Bandito.
I'll probably at some point will be needing to have some people volunteer to do some reading for to read out and just do some feedback on something I hope to get off the ground soon.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, thanks, Bandito, for always hopping on here on your very early your time over there, and and
it's 9:30. It's 9:30 here where we are in the Bay Area.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. Very, very tired. All right. Last and least.
Saving the best for last.
The true stars of it all.
Yes, save the best for last. Exactly. That's you.
Jinja Ninja here. Thank you guys for all stopping by tonight. All you awesome guys in the panel here. Sully, Bandito, Makini, Mr. Grant Gregory, all you guys out in the chat. Can't thank you enough. It's always... I always get to this point in Sunday, and I know it's going to be happening the next day, and I know I'm going to be tired and stuff, but it's always worth it. It's always worth it, and it's the funnest time of the week for me. And I always appreciate you guys taking your lovely time, and spending it with us. So again, today's theme was respect for Tolkien. The hashtag Trend Hour, which is coming up April 13th. I'll be posting this picture on there hopefully today.
Now, Jinja.
Yep.
Every day is respect for Tolkien. Okay.
Well, of course. I mean, that's just a given. This is just for the. And of course, with April 13th, we've got the release of Return of the King in selected theaters. But also another thing that was brought to my attention. Gina Carano is having her birthday April 16th, and they are taking, I saw on Twitter, they are accepting 20-second videos for people. So if you want to wish her a happy birthday, you send it to the Gina Carano fan group on Twitter, and you'll be able to tell her through video, good luck and thank you for what you're doing. So if you're interested in that, that's also out there as well. You can find me on Instagram, here, YouTube, of course. I'm getting ready for Osaka Comic Con coming up May 2nd. So be on the lookout for some updates about that. And yeah, again, thank you guys all so much. Appreciate it. And hope you have a wonderful, happy Easter. And next week, I don't know what I have planned for next week. As far as art goes, I think by that time I'll be finished with the illustrations for this, most likely. If not, I'll be doing maybe one more next week. Well, I'm not for sure what's going to be happening, but oh, and I guess next week we'll be trying to do this through Rumble as well. So
that's right.
that'll be cool. All right. But thank you guys again, everybody in the chat, everybody here on the panel. You guys are awesome. Love you. Happy Easter, and
bye, y'all.
until next time,
All right.
sayonara. Bye-bye.